Hi, good morning. Hi, hello, hi, good morning. Hi, everyone. Hi, good morning. Hi, hello. Hi, good morning. Hi, everyone. Hi, hello. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. It's Barkley Tuesday. Hi, chat. Hi, good morning. Hello. Let me say hi to everybody in chat. Hi, Shiny, I'm Ventrails, hi, VC, hi, Box, hi, Sippy Sap, hi, Mookie, thank you for the spiffy shrimp, Shiny. Thank you. Hi, Traves, hi, Ventrails, hi, Hammy, hello, yeah, it's Tuesday, it's true. Hi, Plink, hi, hi, Sippy Sap, hi, girl, hi, good morning, hi, everyone, hi. Hello, hi. I'm stretching. I'm really sore. I needed the stretch. Plink. Hi, Kawa. Yeah, I'm really sore. I worked out really hard last night, and then like I was so sore from working out that I didn't even really do anything. Like after my shower, I like tried to sit on my computer, and then I just kind of went straight to bed. I was so tired. I watched a bunch of Undertale Deltarune videos though. I watched a bunch of Deltarune videos. My brain is cooked. I also caught up in the thread. Slug. I got Undertale yesterday. I love all the characters. I want to hug them all. They're so cute. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm so fucking normal about Undertale. I'm so fucking normal. I'm so sore from the Undertale. It's true. So how are the Vimbios? I didn't watch all of them. The only one I've watched so far was, I watched the Snowgrave route, which I did not enjoy. I did not enjoy the Snowgrave route. I did not like it. I watched the whole thing, and I did not like it. But I wanted to watch that one first so that I would understand context for, like, other stuff that was getting referenced. What is that? It's kind of like the bad route in Deltarune Chapter 2. It's like something that's an option to you, and I don't really know why. I feel like it'll have an overarching relevance later on, because there's 5 more chapters left, but the Neophyte at the end, yeah, there was a lot of, like, notable lines that were included, which is why it was interesting. And it's why I wanted to watch it before I watched any of the other stuff. But I don't like the bad routes. You know what I mean? Like I don't like the genocide route in Undertale. The whole point is to not do it. And it felt like Snowgrave is one of those things where it's like, hey, don't do this, because there were a lot of like echoes of the genocide route in Snowgrave, like the fact that you had to like kind of go out of your way to hurt all of these enemies and make it to where they weren't necessarily killed, but they were frozen, so they were essentially like removed from the game. Hi Kane. So the city starts to get quieter and quieter. The music gets slower until it's ultimately just like silent, and then there's no more characters for you to interact with. All the fun characters that would have been there had you done the right route. The detail for the fight is that Chris calls Susie, Ralsei, and Birdley, but you call Noelle. Right. That one was interesting to me, and it's weird because it harkened back to an element of the genocide run where when the monsters call for help and nobody came, they called for help but nobody came. You do that too when you're fighting against Neo. When you're fighting against Neo, it does the same thing where it's like you called for help but nobody came. Which I thought was neat and chilling, but also questioned its inclusion. Because it's like you're referencing something that people shouldn't have done, unless the intention behind including this run is that, you know, oh, you haven't learned your lesson. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm guessing at, is that like Snowgrave exists because it's like, oh, you didn't learn anything. Yeah, you didn't learn anything. Okay, fine. You want to play this game again? Let's go. That's my guess as to why it exists. Hi, Crash It. Hi, good morning. Hi, I'm rambling about Deltarune because I'm fucking normal. He said it's chilling. I didn't even listen here, you. I didn't even mean that. I didn't even do that intentionally. It was fucked up on a lot of different levels. The thing that was interesting to me was I wasn't sure how, like, right I was with Gaster guesses, but I was righter with them than I thought I was, because I watched the first Gaster video that I think you linked, Kawa? I think you're the one who linked it. I watched the first Gaster video. I think separation between Chris and us is going to play a lot into that run. I would assume so. I'm spaced out while drawing, but now I have a gift for Slug, the beginning of a new art project. Let's go! Hi, Veska! I know it's funny, yeah. Yeah, I watched the first Gaster video, and there were a lot of things that, like, I picked up on, and that I thought, that I didn't even realize there were other ones, too. There were other ones as well, where the one that I was the most right about, which I was surprising, which surprised me. I linked the Gaster's theme one, Ace linked the informational ones. Okay, I've been watching the first one of Ace's. I got to go back and watch the Gaster's theme one. I haven't watched that one yet. But what was interesting to me was that I immediately picked up on the garbage noise when you use the cell phone in the Dark Worlds. It's the same sound that plays from the what do you call it? From the record log 17, which is Gaster's record log. I don't know why I picked up on that, but I was like, that's Gaster noises. I was like, I'm 99% sure that's Gaster noises, and it is. It's the exact same sound. Something I noticed too was that I not that I noticed, but that I realized after the fact, was that the person talking to you at the beginning of the game, that's the second most in-your-face one after the intro. The intro didn't catch. I didn't catch on to the intro until after I watched that video. And I was like, oh, I hear it now. The another hymn is very much Gaster's theme with like a note removed, and it makes sense because they refer to Gaster as him or the man in the Undertale files. So it's very, 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 very likely that that's him. Hi, Robert. Hello. What I do think it is, though, I do think a lot of these things are going to be false flags and not relevant in the grand scheme of things. I don't think Gaster's actually going to play a meaningful role in the overarching story of Deltarune. I think he's just going to be there. What I think might happen is he might be there in like the Snowgrave room. Like he might be your kind of like your care of like, wow, you didn't learn anything. You didn't learn a damn thing, dude. I do think that's how he's going to come into play, but I don't know. I could be wrong. The bunker also freaks me out a lot. I don't know what to make of the bunker, especially considering Chris clearly lacks autonomy. Outside, well, Chris has autonomy, but you are denying him his denying them their autonomy. Tobert has loved doing red herrings for Deltarune so far. That's what I'm guessing. A lot of these things are going to be red herrings. Like Asriel, I don't think plays any fundamental role, at least in the events going on. I think the same Gaster is just going to be there for flavor. Yeah, exactly. Toby would edge us like that. That's what I'm guessing too. It's fun. It's neat. I like it. I like the aesthetic, and I'm like, whoa, spooky. Whoa, spooky. But like, I don't think it's gonna have any real overarching relevance in the long term. I really don't. It's either that or he's just gonna show up running a hot dog stand or something along the lines of the Soul in the Cage bit. Pretty much. But again, the last game ended. Chapter 2 ended with Soul in the Cage bit, but it wasn't so much Soul in the Cage bit. It was like, wait, maybe Soul was in the cage because Chris is kind of fucked up with it. You know what I mean? So many actions that we get between Chris and people who know him are neat and say a lot about him. There's just what people in town generally know about him, so it makes me wonder what kind of stuff he was doing they were doing before we got there. What's interesting to me too is that they're pointing out that Chris is a lot more like nice. They're a lot more interactive. They're a lot more cool to be around. And that's something that sticks out to me, that I don't think Chris is a good person. I don't think Chris is a good person. Now, I know there's like, and I haven't gotten to them yet. There's like theory videos on like Chris having like multiple souls inside of them. Hold on, I guess a bit. But I haven't gotten to those yet. But I do think that the red soul that is prevalent throughout the playthrough is the player, right? And I don't think that's Chris's soul. We haven't met another human yet. We have not met another human yet. But I do think Chris is malicious, if not soulless individual. I think they do things out of selfishness or out of genuine maliciousness. I'm not sure. Chris was nice before us, but maybe a bit weird, but the only human in the monster town. I am sure all the monsters don't really care about that. Maybe, because, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the way they kind of torment Noelle, right? Like, the way they kind of torment Noelle is unsettling to me, especially in the context of the Snowgrave room. You know what I mean? Like, and most of it is harmless teasing, but, like, it feels targeted and deliberate and consistent. It just feels like Chris is, and again, what the fuck happened to that bunker? I think Chris is sort of like Kara or Frisk, where they ended up coming out of that bunker to begin with. Like, that was where Tori and Asgore found him. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know what that means. I don't know why they were down there. You're so cooked, buddy. Yeah, I am. I'll get over it in a week. Hot fishy stick, hi. You're so cooked, Slug. Yeah. Chris was nice. Before us. Well, wait, do all the Lightners have souls and Delta runes? I don't know. I actually don't know. The thing about the Snowgrave I noticed is that they seemed like spammed and saw something terrifying in us. Maybe. Hi, Fuzzy Puzzy. The thing I was most uncomfortable was lying to Noelle about it being a dream. Just in general. Like, because they do that in both playthroughs. They do that in Snowgrave, and they do it in the regular one. They do it in the normal default route. Hi, Fishy Stick. Hi. Hi, Fuzzy Puzzy. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I'm interested, and part of why I want to like delve into a lot of this stuff now is hi Ranmu. It's weird to me. I just don't really get why. I think it's the notion that they don't want to panic people. And that's like, they're teenagers, right? So they're operating on somewhat flawed mentalities, right? And also, the plot wants it to happen is also part of it. That is the other thing. We don't really know how the rules of the world work and why we have the connections to Undertale. Nothing has much been solidified outside of the character interactions so far. And I don't think there is any genuine connection to Undertale outside of little nods and familiar characters. Like, genuinely, I don't think there is. Undertale is a closed book, and I think that was the entire point of Undertale. It was supposed to be start to finish closed. Leave it alone once it's done. I think a lot of nods and references to these things are more of like homages and like, hey, you remember this thing? Somewhat flawed mentality, and we have the benefit of having time to ponder on the decision later on. And that's what I was kind of getting at, is part of why I want to cook my brain with this now is when I beat Undertale, we went right into Deltarune, and I was curious about a lot of things from Undertale that were kind of like those little Easter eggs that I didn't get to explore a whole lot. Things like Gaster, right? And as I was exploring them, I realized I was coming up on spoilers for Deltarune. So I kind of had to like just leave it alone, because I was like, well, I don't want to ruin Deltarune for myself. And I'm realizing now why so many of those things were spoilers for Deltarune, because there's so many references to Gaster in Deltarune. But I didn't really get the opportunity to indulge right after Undertale. Part of why I am doing this now is less because I want to explore the assets of Deltarune, and more because I just want to indulge in the fact that I was really normal about Gaster after I beat Undertale, and I didn't really get the opportunity to explore it. And once I'm done, like, I think I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't really want to like cook my brain with theories and stuff, because I feel like that'll ruin the game for me. I kind of just want the story to be told to me. It's fun to guess and like pause it on things, but I also want to just like see what happens. You know what I mean? And I don't want to like set myself up with this expectation of like, no, it's this theory. This is the theory. This is the right one. And then like, it's not. And then I'll be like, oh, like, and then make myself upset. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. We do not know, since Undertale lore might not all be true going into Deltarune, but if we go by Undertale lore, they would all have the souls, just monster souls, although more magically inclined. that have a lot less determination than human souls, but we have seen no magic from the monsters yet in the light world. True. Also, Queen mentioned that do all Lightners have the capacity for determination? She did point that out, which is interesting. Sometimes that's an ideal decisions at the heat of the moment. Real. Hindsight is 2020. Noelle implies magic is not a thing in the light world. Right. True. Susie saying it's a dream because she's shy makes a lot of sense to me, but everyone is just going along with it is confusing to me. Teenagers, man, and they're just gonna kind of go with the whatever everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? Also, Chris doesn't really have autonomy, as far as like the fact that we are the ones with the autonomy, that we are imposing it on Chris. Easter eggs. I don't get the egg thing. Y'all pointed out that me and Dolly missed eggs. What's the egg thing? I don't get the egg thing. I haven't gotten that far in reading through all the pins. So no chapter 1 of Deltarune released on October 31st, so maybe we get 3+4 this month. Dolly pointed out that like it's very likely that we potentially have chapter 3 and 4 after we beat Sparking, which I'm not going to complain if that's the case. Good morning, Slug and chat. Hi, Max. I'm not tied to any theories and have just been going on what we know so far. That's what I'm going to do. Saying once the next chapter is released, I'm done theory crafting. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't want to ruin it for myself. You know what I mean? And I think I'm in a very good position. I'm late. I showed up late to the party. So I haven't had to wait 4+ years for like the information that we have at this point. So I have the benefit of being like, I'll spend like 2 weeks on this and then I'll move on, right? Whereas some people didn't really have the opportunity to do that because they were grasping at every little crumb that was given to them. Someone else could be opening the fountains, but we have no proof of anyone except Chris doing that so far. Chris also has that special power about them to act in a way that others can't, which I think is neat. I'm interested to see what makes them different. True. Secret rooms with eggs. Did we really not find any secret rooms? If I was in a magical world and then I woke up after it, I'd probably guess it was a very vivid dream. It's a very normal and a valid assumption to make. Fascinating watching y'all theory craft because I rarely do that. I don't really do it very often either. I do it with Digimon every now and then. Also, with thinking that we impose our will on Chris, we can't even say that's the case from what I know because we also can't say Chris is just allowing us to do whatever. It's not as plausible, but it's not out the window either. I think Chris has less autonomy over themselves than we do, which is a really horrifying concept. And I think it's why the Neo-Spamton fight was so relevant. The actual one, not the Snowgrave one. I mean, I guess the Snowgrave one too, but I make guesses, but I don't tend to. That's kind of, I guess, that's a more accurate thing, Cryptid. I'm guessing at things. I'm not really theory crafting because I'm not tied or married to any of these concepts. I'm ready to let them happen as they go. Also, another person who uses with pronouns is Sean. They use they, them. I didn't realize that. Thank you for pointing that out, Kella. I put a wiki link in the thread for the eggs. You'll get to it eventually, probably, but also Gaster video talk about them anyways, I think. I didn't see I haven't gotten to the second Gaster video yet. I only watched one. Thank you for the spit and Strump shiny. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think the Neo fight was meant to be a very, 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 very blunt representation of how Spamton was tied to strings as a puppet, right? And so is Chris. Chris is literally a puppet on our strings. We are making their decisions. We are making their choices. And all of these things kind of harken back. And I know the thing that jumps out to me the most is that what's relevant to me is there's a lot of things that I remember from the Halloween hack. And I know Tobert hates the Halloween hack, but there's so many things that are like familiar to me from it. I mean, just straight up the sentiment of the game, metally asking you to not do this, or should you do this? Is this worth doing? Should you continue pressing on? Why do you want to see what happens so bad? Well, you're the hero, right? You're the good guy, right? Those are all things that Deltarune is kind of doing. Hi, Daisy. Hi. It's one of those things that kind of is interesting to me. There's also a lot of references to sewers, to tunnels, to this underground, right? The dark world, things that were relevant in Undertale too. But the thing that's most notable to me is the transitionary means of getting to the most fucked up part of the game in the Halloween hack is that you go into the sewers, right? And the sewers start indicating to you that not everything is probably okay in the Christmas town that you're going to, right? And when you get there, everything's all fucked up. But even as you're doing it, like, the game is like, maybe you don't want to leave this sewer. And I don't know, I think about the bunker, and I think about the different, like, tunnels and things they've used to traverse different areas. The other thing, most notably, that jumps out to me is that Chris's armor in the Dark World looks very much like the Varric sprite that Toby used in the Halloween hack, and it's a inverted palette swap. Like, that it sticks with me, because part of what the point of that Halloween hack was it was pointing out that Varric is not a hero. Varric is not a good guy. You are a bad person for making Varric do these things. And Varric also has no real autonomy in the capacity for making these decisions. And there's a lot of similarities in kind of how Chris's role comes into play in Deltarune 2. And it's interesting that their armor looks the same and that they're an inverted palette swap. I don't know if this Halloween hack, I don't recommend going to watch it, genuinely. It's not worth investing in. This is getting into the weeds and getting into theory crafting shit. I don't recommend it. It has not aged well. It's basically a lot of the concepts I think that Toby was working with early on that he wanted to make with the games he wanted to make, that he was kind of exploring. But what's interesting to me is a lot of them feel echoey in Deltarune, which is why I pointed out. I love theorizing, looking into ideas, secrets, and stuff, but kind of leaving it when I feel done. Feel no need to know everything or make a cohesive theory. Right. It's kind of why Pokemon, all these Pokemon leagues and everybody making like the assumptions they're making with the Pokemon leagues. I'm like, that's cute, but like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I'm going to feel about this, is like, I'm going to move on. You know what I mean? Either way, I see you all at chapter 3 in my 30s, real. And chapter 5 or 6 in my 40s, real. Me too. If text says one of my theories is wrong, I'll follow the text no matter what. Pretty much, yeah. I think it would be fun to make an RPG where the main character just looks at the screen and says no, just as it forces their own view every once in a while. I think what's going to happen is Deltarune is going to do that, Max. Genuinely. I think and I could be wrong, but it feels like it's setting it up to where Chris might actually be the antagonist that we are working against, right? That we are working against them, but we'll have to have the capacity to challenge Chris. Challenge Chris asserting their autonomy to do things that are less than good. His ass is not logging into Yakuza today. It's Deltarune stunlock all day, baby. I don't think I'm going to stunlock all day. There's not that many things for me to stunlock on because I haven't gotten all the way deep into it. You know what I mean? Earthbound hack with a lot of swears and a slur at one point. He doesn't like it and would prefer people not play it. Right, and I don't recommend people play it. The only reason I bring it up is because there's just a lot of similar themes and concepts. The hack feels like a testing ground for everything else. Toby disavows it because it was his edgy teen phase with all that entails. Right, and I think that's completely valid. And I try not to bring it up, but there's just so many similarities to things. I've had a similar concept to that, actually, where after you're playing through an RPG I designed, you get to a point where the character has gone down a certain path that wasn't favorable to them, and after you load back in on the save, see the character in a white space sitting and looking at you, and the screen fades out after they refuse to play. Let that happen a few more times, you load in, the character just says that they say fine or something like that. It's very meta. It's very Undertale, very Deltarune. It's getting into looking at past games Toby made to see a meta through line for this body of works. Generally something Toby doesn't like, but also something only super cooked people do. True. True. And I'm conscious of that, right? I think that's the difference here, is I'm conscious of that. I'm conscious of how cooked I am. But I'm not going to force it as doctrine. If we find a moment to transition to it, Resk, I'll check it out. It's something like about the Pokemon cosmology too. The thing is I would like to look at all the Pokemon stuff, but I don't know if there's like a comprehensive case folder. Right. Like, I don't know that there's like a loadout for me to look at in the way that there is with like Undertale and Deltarune, because I know there's a lot of like problematic shit in it, straight up including like employees' personal information, and I'm not really keen on that, you know what I mean? So like, unless there's something where it's like, here's all the funny stuff that got leaked, like, I'm probably not gonna go delve into it. You know what I mean? Glad you're cooked in the Deltarune broth. It's a good place to be, true. Also, some of the Pokemon League stuff needs content warnings. Yeah, that's what I've been told, and I don't know to what extent, but that you just gotta have a lot of fun with learning about different details you missed. Right, like, I think the thing is a lot of people get like too, especially with something like Undertale or Deltarune. One of the story has sexual assault. That's really, I mean, I get it. It was fucking something that never left the cutting room floor, but woof. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's rough. Definitely would probably just skip that one entirely, even if we did look at this stuff on stream. But I think people have this issue with Deltarune and Undertale where they just get too invested in what they want it to be. And they also have this thing where they get too invested in what they want it to be for other people. So if the streamer misses a thing, I think people get really upset, you know what I mean? Because they want people to they want the streamer to experience it the way they experienced it. But kind of the point of something like these games is for different people to experience it in their own way. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't change a single thing about everything that me and Dolly have experienced up to this point with Undertale and Deltarune. You know what I mean? Everything that had happened in those playthroughs is perfect to me. Those are precious memories to me. So when people point out like, oh, you didn't do this thing, oh, you didn't do this thing, I'm like, okay. And like, I like seeing them and I'm like, oh, it's cool that that's in the game. But like, I don't think they're fundamental. And I don't think that I'm missing anything by not having seen them. And I think people get too locked into one. And I think that's part of that is the cooked mindset, right? Is that they've started to shape what they think the series should be, what the game is, what the story is saying. And when it doesn't do that, they get upset. And I think that's a really, really dangerous position to put yourself in, especially 2 out of 7 chapters in. I don't think people should be doing that. And again, like, if you can theory craft and not do that, by all means, I don't think I have the capacity to do that. So it's something I'm going to avoid doing. The illusion that there's a correct way of experiencing a game, right? And there's none. There's none that are like that, right? There is no correct way to experience a game. Gore and sexual assault are the main ones. Gore doesn't bother me as much, though I do know it unsettles other people. Hi Zany, hi. Thank you for the spippy stretch. It's like I didn't need to fight the devil to get a fantastic experience for the game. One of my most cherished memories from the game in Chapter 1 is just walking around the town as the song played and talking to people. Felt so gentle and comforted and cried because it's so heartfelt. That's how I feel about Undertale, right? It's these moments of peace and like things that you get to experience on your own terms because you chose to do them. I don't know. I feel like that's the point. I feel like that's the fucking point. The game is an experience that you're meant to experience, right? Just because you didn't do something in particular doesn't mean you did it wrong. I don't know. I feel like people kind of lose the plot, and I feel like a lot of the people theory crafting also lack media literacy, which is a kind of a dangerous intersection of things to have, right? Like, I feel inclined to tell you how the game is supposed to play out, what the story elements mean, but I also lack media literacy. Like, that's a really bad place to be cooked and also lack media literacy. You know what I mean? Slug has many features in common with the adult gorilla. True. And the ability to not scream into this chat for all a stream. I watched like a bear, a lot of cooked. I had my fill of thing you are playing it wrong when Undertale was out. Yeah, true. Very common in the 40K fandom. Right. Like, I'm going to tell you how things are supposed to work, but I also lack media literacy to understand the core elements of the material. I'm telling you how things work in. At that point, you could just run in circles forever, yeah. Message about how you interact with the game, not necessarily other people. Exactly. That's kind of the point. I've been wanting to play it, but it's not on Xbox, but I found out it's on Switch and PS4. So glad it's just cut off for me since I got no PC. Yeah, they ported it. Not Deltarune. But Undertale, I think Undertale on the Switch is essentially like the definitive version, I want to say, because I think that's the version that includes Mew Mew. The Mew Mew fight, I believe. I'm going to tell you about all the surface level of this thing and completely miss the overarching point of the series. Yeah, real. Sometimes playing as your ideal good guy in games can be a very cathartic way to reinforce one's ideal, though. I think so, too. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think I don't think I don't think that Undertale's message is necessarily like, or even like something like the Halloween hack or something like Deltarune, that message is like the objectively correct one. That like, you're bad for wanting to be a hero in a video game. Like, I don't even think that's necessarily the correct objective opinion or even necessarily the thing to take away from it. I think it's just making you try and contend with different concepts that you may not have contended with before. Like, maybe you're not always the hero. Maybe the heroic decisions that you're making are not really as heroic as you thought they were. That's what I think that's getting to try and get you to contend with. Mess about how you interact with the game. I'm going to tell you sometimes, but Silent Hill 2 Remake is an example, a recent example that came to mind where studio who remade it did so in a way to undercut the horror in some regards. I've seen so many mixed things about Silent Hill 2. I've seen people fucking straight up say they hate it. Most of the people who are like kind of adjacent to me, like in this community, have been like, yeah, it's dog shit. But then I've seen like a lot of other people say they really like it. And that's why I'm like, I'm not really sure. And I never really went to Silent Hill, so I don't know. But I had tons of things I wanted to scream and chat when it happened, but of course I didn't. Now I've forgotten all of them. You should have wrote them down. That's how Sans got into Smash True. As if they didn't understand what made the original scary. No, Deltarune, I saw the store page for PS4. Oh, I didn't even realize it was on consoles. Hi, my man. Hi. I woke up with a headache and I need a slug to help get rid of it. I'll suck it out. Switch has Mew Mew. Hi, Val. Hello. Technically, Switch and Xbox versions are the ultimate version, but Xbox extra content goes after the Switches. Interesting. There's so much more to Undertale and Deltarune at this point. Real. Maybe Slug isn't the streamer. No, I am. No, I am. No, I am. I'm the streamer. Well, I am. My favorite fanboy. Hi, Vanna. Hi. Silent Hill remake might be hated. I don't really know anything about it. Those TCG codes work out okay. Slug. I haven't had a chance to test them. I saved the image, but I haven't had a chance to redeem them yet. I was so cooked last night. I didn't even play Pokemon TCG on the treadmill. I just watched the entire Snowgrave route on the treadmill. I didn't even go do my like Pokemon Go walk like I normally do. My stream now. He's the streamer. I'm the streamer. The remake does something well, and sometimes it completely misses what the OG was about. Like, it's a good enough game, and if you haven't played the OG, I'm sure it's very enjoyable, but it grates my gears. That's probably why a lot of people like it. If I had to guess, is that a lot of people haven't played the original, and that's why they're like, yeah, this is fine. This is like a perfectly serviceable experience, which is valid in some extent. You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, God, Silent Hill 2 is what, like 20 years old now? So like this expectation that somebody's like gonna go play the 20-year-old clunk before they play the remake is a little obtuse. But at the same time, I know Bloober Team is dog shit. So I can also understand the frustration. Silent Hill 2 remake is a perfectly good modern Resident Evil game. And you know what? The reality is that's what people want. People don't want this sort of like metaphysical potential like criticism of or not even criticism, like contending with therapy and trauma and all these things that happen to you. They just want a Resident Evil game. They just want the spooky game to shoot the spooky monster. And like, I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just kind of get the sentiment that, especially as a streamer, you know what I mean? As a streamer, something like mouthwashing is not something I want to play on stream. Like, after, you know, y'all having it pointed out to me, I want to play something where it's a lot more surface level. And it's something where I don't necessarily have to get lost into the weeds on explaining media literacy elements of certain games. What happened with mouthwashing? I don't even know. I quit it like fucking 5 minutes in because it was there was both Bean and Glotta were like, all right, we're out. Because there was just this just laundry list of content warnings. And again, it's not even necessarily a bad game. It's just a lot of heavy shit that I was not prepared to contend with on stream. You know what I mean? Like, I can contend with those things on my own, but I don't necessarily want to do that, like, on stream. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want to do that, and I don't want to subject other people to that. You know what I mean? Golden Slime Goldie, thank you for the follow. Really spammed it, and the weird Neo fight goes, didn't you know Neo is famous for its high defense? You know the Neo from one of the one-shot Undertale, the Neo form that gets one-shot in Undertale and has negative 40k defenses and actual stats. Also, after this, I'll stop and go boil myself in the thread. Yeah, I'm not... You kind of lost me there. I picked up on that one. We saw the extensive list of content warnings. Apparently, the piece of shit people at Bloober Team were booted from the company, but I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I know that they were like, yeah, they included, they threw a random sexual assault section in one of their games, and it was like no content warnings or anything. There was a lot of, I'm trying to remember some of the other bullshit that Bloober did. So many flags that it may have well been speaking in a semaphore. Yeah, real. It's just a lot of stuff that it feels irresponsible to not deal with. Right, I could play it on stream and be like, wow, what a scary game. But like, I don't know, like that's not how that works. Especially when you're doing like a criticism of capitalism and white supremacy and existing in those things and like how those things are the real horror, right? Like then you have to actually, then it's a Disco Elysium stream, right? Because it'd be like playing Disco Elysium without going into like the political influence of the game, right? I will happily watch Curia play that game, but I know most people in Slug stream will not be willing to watch that. It's just not something I really want to bring onto the stream, genuinely. Understand intimately when reading things off stream, I can skim past and not really engage. Really bad shit when doing things privately, but you can't not engage with it on stream. And again, when it happens, then you have to confront it. And it's why I don't like things that jump scare you with it, right? It's why I got really mad at Sucker for Love. It's why I got really mad at Valhalla. Because these are things that I don't even think in their presentation of the concepts that they're engaging with even meaningfully considered their relevance. Something like Sucker for Love did not consider the capacity for how misogynistic it was. Like, it just didn't. It just wasn't fucking thinking about that at all. So it made me spend 2 hours talking about why it's dog shit. Something like Valhalla had no intention of contending with why something like, I don't know, creating a child robot for prostitution could potentially have criticism of capitalism and the commodification of women's bodies and young girls' bodies is something that could be said. But no, you did it as a joke. You did it as a joke to reference Channer memes. And that made me spend 2 hours yelling about how that was dog shit. So it's like things like that where I'm like, I'd just rather not, you know what I mean? And honestly, fucking Yakuza does it all the time too. Yakuza forces me into situations where I'm like, hey, here's why this sucks. It doesn't do it all the time, and it doesn't do it as consistently, and I want to say it doesn't do it nearly as heavily, at least all the time. I think Yakuza's primary issue is misogyny. Most of the time. Most of the time, Yakuza's primary issue is misogyny, and every now and then, a little bit of transphobia as a treat. Beast Kids will continue the cycle of abuse that the only way to end it is death was a fun Bloober Team special. That's neat. That's pretty cool. Streaming something is the opposite of disassociating with the content. Real, because now you are, in a way, endorsing the content. Speaking of which, I'm starting Disco Elysium today, I think. I like Disco Elysium a lot. I really do like Disco Elysium a lot. Disco Elysium gives you the story that you want it to give you, in the same way that Undertale and Deltarune do. And a lot more in-depth and political and way that requires more context, but I think it does the same thing. Perfectly all right for you to do. I'm currently trying to find a content warning list in the moment before I purchase the game. Since I was recommended it, you said the list itself is in the game? Which game? Oh, mouthwashing? No. That's another issue I take with it, is that they didn't include any content warnings in the game itself. Those are just kind of out there. I think on Does the Dog Die is probably the most comprehensive content warning list on the internet. Not every game is for every person. True. Disco's world building is peak. I would agree with that. Different level of responsibility to call out the content when you're experiencing it publicly too. True. And I think to not do so, right? To just like gloss over it and move past it is incredibly irresponsible. Disco Elysium, in my opinion, is one of the best games ever made. I would agree. As somebody who spent the whole fucking year with it, yeah, I would agree. A little intimidated, but I'm very interested in it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. Does the dog die usually helps with scouting media? Yeah. Mouthwashing is on the dog. Yeah, got me. What was mouthwashing even? A criticism of capitalism, as far as I understand it. But basically, you are a space delivery person, and you'll get stranded in space. Or you get stranded, and you're basically going to die. And it deals with kind of existential dread and all these other things. The way capitalism influences the capacity to put you in this position in the first place. Thank you for the spiffy strum. Thank you not wanting always to have to wade through pieces of media that contain things that people find harmful to their mental health. Especially when you don't know if the media will handle things well. When judging by the current world we live in, many studios, people don't handle shit. Yeah, like when they're all doing the blooper method, right? When they're all doing like, anyway, I'm just going to put it on the screen because it's edgy, not because I actually want to make a criticism of this. Like, that's why I don't necessarily want to do it. Undertale background music? Yeah, I made a little playlist of like all the songs that I liked from Undertale and Deltarune Chapter 1. I haven't added Chapter 2 yet. But it felt like a fitting thing to put on in the background for today. I'm just letting it play on shuffle. But yeah, like I don't want to have to do the work that a company didn't bother to do in presenting some sort of like heavy concept in their art that like it's going to take me a really long time to engage with, take me a really long time to offer context for people, because not even if you have media literacy, not everybody has like a huge capacity for media literacy. You know what I mean? Like not everybody has like the highest level of media literacy they need to. So it's like, now we have to debate about these things. Now we have to fucking talk about these things in further depth. And I'm already uncomfortable talking about it, right? You know what I mean? Like if it's like something like sexual assault triggers me significantly. That shit makes me really uncomfortable. So when it happens in a game and it's like, okay, now I have to fucking engage with this in a meaningful fucking capacity. Like I don't really want to do that necessarily. Ben, thank you for the resub at tier 2. What the fuck? Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the 5 months. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Let me catch up on chat really quick. Also, hi, Battlefield Historian. As much as I love horror, I do wish it told you. Yeah, I think this notion that if it told you the content warnings, it's going to undermine what the story is trying to do. If you can't tell the story without dropping some heavy shit on the person reading it or watching it or playing it, without giving them fair warning, then you're a bad storyteller. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's just straight 1-to-1. It's like the fact that you even make those, you even have those considerations makes you a differentiated streamer. That any big Twitch Andy or Anna would do this whole thinking process and consider so many points as that. So thanks. Well, thank you, Hig. I get it. I get why other streamers don't necessarily do it. I get why other streamers don't necessarily engage with the type of thing that I'm engaging with. I get why they're like, hey, new thing, I'm going to play the new thing. And if the new thing is weird, then we're just gonna move past it, pretend it didn't happen, or I'm not gonna meaningfully engage with it, or if people are uncomfortable with it, that's their problem. I get it, because they're trying to be media. I'm trying to be media at a certain point. There's certain things that on like a personal level, I can't make concession for. And it's not a criticism of anybody else outside of myself. It's just how I operate, for better or worse. I'm also of the opinion that it'd be nice to see games that feature horror themes that don't necessarily need you to see the content warnings featured as content familiars to be decided a bit reminiscent of them. There's always a way to show invasiveness, for example. Besides, the invasiveness is usually presented to media. That's a really good point, Crash It, because something like, then you run the risk of people not getting it, right? Understandably. Because something like Alien, right? Alien is a literal fucking allegory for rape, right? And sexual assault. And it was completely lost on people, which is why it got made into a bajillion sequels and franchised into oblivion. And then when you like reconnect it to that concept with things like Prometheus, people get mad because they're like, you don't even understand what the movie was about. And yes, they do. You didn't understand what the movie was about. You know what I mean? Like you didn't understand, but you can represent the concept like that you're talking about, right? Like of conveying like a woman's, what a nightmare it is to be a femme presenting person in society, with a movie like Alien, without actively showing something like a sexual assault penetration scene, something like that. Which like I would say somebody like Bloober would be very happy to do to drive home their point. And a lot of times when I think they're doing that, they're not trying to make a point. They're just being like, isn't that fucked up? Which is like, yeah, to what end? Yeah, jar posting, let's go. I guess for mouthwashing, the devs thought it's a horror game. We don't need a content warning. It should be shocking. Well, that's what I'm getting at. And when you do that, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. That means you're not making a good game. If you gotta surprise them with shit, you can't write. Genuinely, just straight up. Comfortable can be useful once in a while. You can't do it constantly. Take care of yourself. People should know what they're getting into. They should not be surprised by engaging with your media. They should be excited to engage with the media that you're presenting to them because they want to learn something or experience something. Hi, Sake! Welcome in. Hi. The responsibility you take when including the impact of triggering content is to represent it responsibly and protect the people it can harm. Very well said, Venetrix. That sums it up pretty well. This discussion about adding or not content warnings to media was a big point on the Brazilian creative community not too long ago. Specifically cinema. Some people were trying to support the idea that adding content warnings is sanitizing art, and I'm glad that no one agreed with them. It's not. It's not. Genuinely. Like it's just not. I do not understand that argument in any fucking capacity. If the only way your art has some sort of impact is because you scare people with it by catching them off guard, that's not good art, dude. Your art should be able to speak for itself without having to fucking punch somebody while they're down. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't have to push someone over and then spit on them to make your art have impact. Like, if you can't do that without doing that, you're a bad fucking artist. I don't know what else to tell you. Aliena was 100% about assault. That's why Ridley was the only one to deal with it. Well, and it's why when she's talking about what's happening on the ship, trying to talk to all the other men on the ship, and they're dismissing her, and they're ignoring her, and they're gaslighting her, you know, like a woman would experience after she's experienced sexual assault. It continues to in the modern day. I really don't think it detracts from a game when you do content warnings at the start. It will still usually be surprising. You should not be shocked. You should not be caught off guard by experiencing those things. If you have an issue with content warnings, then you should have an issue with ratings. Sure, but again, these are people who also lack media literacy and are completely inconsistent in the things they're advocating for. They just see somebody say content warnings are woke, and then they latch onto that. That's literally all it is. They're like, content warning woke, the woke bad. That's literally all it fucking boils down to. Sanitizing, we live in a world with unique experiences, and you shouldn't go out of the intention to hurt someone. Here's the other thing, too. The world we live in is horrifying. It's fucking horrifying. Like, I'm not... These things happen. Like, I think wanting to have a content warning for something like police brutality or sexual assault or whatever, like, that's because we live in a world where people are subjected to these things. Many of us have been subjected to these things. So, like, it's not that I'm, like, naive and thinking they don't exist. It's that I don't want my trauma re-inflicted upon me when I play a fucking video game. You know what I mean? Like, a fucking bloober video game of all fucking games. Just because you're over 18 does not in any way mean you can handle themes in adult or adult games, nor does it mean everyone over 18 even knows what they're getting into. But I feel like that conversation of maturity treads into something else. That's a muddy conversation as well. Content warnings don't really spoil anything. Something along the lines of gore and drug use doesn't really say anything about the story. I would agree. If you know, like, that's happening, and if that spoils your game, like, make a better game. I don't know what to tell you. To cite a recent example for the stream was the panic attack at Chicory, any less effective for its clear. Yeah, exactly. Like, I felt completely enthralled by the story that was being presented to me. I say this in regard to rating systems, true. The weird part is that it was so labeled leftists who were against those content warnings. There's a problem with a lot of online leftists who are not really leftists. And it's ones that kind of make the fishhook theory meme, like, kind of valid, even though it's not. The fishhook theory meme is bullshit. But a lot of online leftists are not leftists. They are just reactionaries from a perspective of wanting healthcare. That's genuinely all it is. They have not done media introspection. They have not done personal introspection. They have not contended with their own fucking biases. They saw Bernie, and they were like, yeah, you know what? People should have healthcare. And that was where it started and stopped for them. They were like, I'm a socialist now. And they did no further introspection past that point. And now when anybody ever points out, like, hey man, you're doing a bias. Hey man, you're doing a racism. Hey man, you're doing a sexism. They double down and then spend their time on their stream talking to their 20,000 audience about how, what do you call it? Fucking representation politics is liberal horseshit. You know what I mean? That's the vibe with an online leftist. It's why I really don't engage with the leftist space on fucking Twitch or social media at this point, because it just kind of fucking sucks. I would prefer if content warnings were at the beginning of the content personally, but I'm not going to tell people to not do them differently. True. I like people being mad and bisky because they want to post gore without content warnings. Okay, get blocked and then banned, hopefully. Also, to be honest, I see content warning excessive. Well, I see content warning excessive? I'm not sure I understand. To add to that, having content warnings before a piece of media, it'd be nice, since I myself have anxiety about watching some shows featuring racialized black characters. I get anxious about whether bad things will happen to the characters involving violence or general apathy towards them, since that's what I'm familiar with in society. And like, after experiencing those things, it's just like, tell me whether this has this or not. So yeah, exactly. No, I think that's very valid, Crash Shit. I think one of the main criticisms of Lovecraft Country was it framed itself as this like show that was meant to be representative of black experiences, right? And really what it ended up being in a lot of regards was just like just kind of putting black pain on the screen for non-black people to gawk at. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it ended up being, because it wasn't really necessarily handled appropriately, even though made by a black person themselves. It was just sort of this sort of like horror show, but the horror show being black pain. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's incredibly irresponsible, because somebody can be heavily triggered by that, understandably. In modern leftism, we can see the same thing happening with YouTube atheism, people evolving into bullies when they find an acceptable target. Right, because you don't actually fucking find, you don't actually have any sort of like commitment to your ideology. You just want to be the rightest person on the internet. I think pointing out YouTube atheism is the most apt comparison, because a lot of these fucking online leftists don't actually care about leftism. They just want to be the rightest person on the internet. The same way fucking online atheists did. To be honest, if I see content warnings, I'm going to go for real and click on that shit. And sometimes you want to see, I mean, I can understand wanting to see how they portray it and how well it's going to be handled. And you've also braced yourself for the capacity to be able to engage with it. They went to have the benefits of the leftist worldview without having it themselves. Yeah, because they haven't actually done any of the fucking work. And I get it. I want fucking healthcare too. That's kind of my core tenet on why I became a leftist. But there's more work to be done. It's taken me a long time to get to the point where I'm at, where I've engaged with my own misogyny, my own sexism, my own transphobia, and my own homophobia. But there is still work to be done in that regard too. Just because I've done the introspection doesn't mean I'm done. You know what I mean? So like, even some of these people who have done the introspection, quote unquote, done the introspection, they can't just be like, okay, well, I'm done for the day, because like, you're still going to have biases, dude. They're going to come to the fore. And you have to be prepared to contend with them, especially when they're pointed out to you by one of these marginalized groups. And none of these clowns want to do that. Avoid certain content, and I do not watch certain streams, is given crap for leaving due to content. That person has obviously never had to deal with some things. Right. And you know, I get it. I get being in a position of privilege where you've never had to engage with those things. But like, people are telling you to shut the fuck up. Maybe you should listen. Tangentially, I say it's akin to, in a way, to where you'd have places that would serve free samples to let you know what you were in for before buying a product. That lack of today in many places that sell things says a lot. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mistyped a line break earlier. Some content owners will people make one of people check stuff. Yeah. A very special episode vibes, real. Hi, Lycan. Hi. Thank you for the spiffy scrunch. I agree. Really weird to see YouTube or some internet atheist personalities mirror the very people they most likely criticize in Christianity. When going after people who don't believe their beliefs, because it's not about disavowing religion. It's not about advocating for atheism. It's about being right on the internet. That's all it is. And the same thing applies to a lot of online leftists. Nice, we get an episode or two that would be presented as a very special episode. 99% of the time, it was pain profiting. Yeah, genuinely. You're never done learning and growing. Yeah, if you ever think you're done learning and growing, you fucking lost the plot. The introspection in the work is not a one-stop occurrence. It is a long-term project until the day you fucking die. Until the day you die. Hopes and Dreams. Yeah, I love this song. I love this song so much. Hi Czar. The atheism. Why is my There we go. The atheism stuff was often mainly just skepticism. So when Christian content creation was less common online, they sought other things to be skeptical of. Well, and again, that's why it was like it went from atheism to the skeptosphere. That's what it was. Like it went from atheism to the skeptosphere, which turned into the alt-right pipeline reactionary shit. You know what I mean? Internet has a tendency to devolve otherwise valid positions into actually posting. Yeah, real. And a lot of that has to do with the fundamental way social media is not a place to have debates or engagement. It's why when you see a Nazi on social media, you shouldn't try and change their mind. You should just fucking block them. Hi, Hackblade. Hi. That plushie in the background, the huge one is a Shuckle. Yeah, it's a big Shuckle. I love Shuckle. All these months I've been here, I do think it's fun that people like always notice new things that are in the background. It's very fun to me. And got my certification. Let's go, Czar. I hope you get all the use you want out of a CSS course. True. Yeah. I don't even know how we got on this topic. There's a mimetic lineage going directly from YouTube atheism to modern internet shitposty conservatism. Genuinely. And that's the thing, is these are the same people who even all the way back during YouTube atheism thought they were doing something like edgy. Like I'm different. I'm not like the other girls. And I'm like, dude, you've always been like the other girls. I don't know what to tell you. You've always been like the other girls. Fisk is still wanted. No one has caught them yet. Yeah, they're still wanted. Well, it's a right-wing loser when I was a dumb 16-year-old, but I'm glad I'm out of that now. I was varying degrees of reactionary. And I think a lot of, like I've talked about this before, but I think a lot of people kind of are in that position where you start, you're shaped by your environment in a lot of ways. I am white. I am cis, gender nonconforming, but at the time I was cis. Het at the time, male at the time. I'm still male, but I'm gender nonconforming. But like all of these things play a functional role. Oh, and white. All of these things play a functional role in the way that you are engaging with the world around you. Especially if you're getting information from your parents, from your school, from the internet, which is why, again, kind of coming back to it, things like YouTube skeptosphere bullshit and things like 4chan and things like fucking Facebook are so fucking dangerous because they shape ideology without you even realizing it. So a lot of my reactionary tendencies were shaped by the world that I was living in and that I hadn't really meaningfully engaged with any of these groups that I had grown to fear or demonize. Specifically trans folks. That was the one that is the most relevant. I didn't know what a trans person was in a meaningful capacity until fucking Gamergate. And that's not a good way to learn about trans people. That's not a good way to know what a trans person is. Because then you're framing it from a reactionary perspective of a thing that you're a boogeyman that's being presented to you. And it took a lot of engagement with that specifically to undo that understanding. To undo just, again, this reactionary mindset that was being sold to me. Because it's not this individual, unique mindset that you're developing. It's being sold to you. You're being propagandized. You are being propagandized into believing it. And you have to actively engage with yourself to undo it. And a lot of people still haven't. And a lot of people still fall for the bullshit. And they're doing it on TikTok now. More liberal and reactionary as well. One of the side of institutions took institutions not working and specifically being around the right people to help me lead away from that stuff. Because I got lost in the whole maze of the world with capitalism, never understanding the world we could live without it. It's by design, right? Like people are not taught critical thought. Speaking as a former teacher and student, people are not taught critical thought people are not taught critical thought by design because if you have critical thought, you can engage with why the institutions that you are a part of are actively damning to you. Like they're actively destructive, that they need to be destroyed so that society can actually flourish and function. Capitalism is inherently self-destructive. And if you have critical thought, it's one of the first things you fucking start to understand is that capitalism does not benefit anybody other than a handful of jackasses at the top of it. In regard to the long-term travel, am so much farther along than when I first found the strange femboy Slug on the internet. That dude sticks in your head somehow. Brain Slug. I'm glad I could help. And I didn't expect to get on a political stunlock today. I genuinely thought we would just be stunlocking about Deltarune. But I welcome them when they happen. I don't plan them. I don't go out of my way to have them. A lot of the work was still done on my part to come out of the way of thinking, but it definitely took a person committed to help plant seeds in my brains. I think one of the most influential aspects of how you can change the way you think about these things is actually meeting a person from these marginalized groups, or meeting a person who lives with these lived conditions. Lived experiences will radicalize you. I think it's why so many people saw what was happening in 2020, watching the government fail to adequately protect people during a worldwide pandemic. Watching people get brutalized by the fucking police for advocating for, hey, maybe stop killing black people. It kind of made people realize, like, our government institutions, not only do they not care about us, they actively utilize those institutions to subject us. Like, police are not there to help you. They're not there to protect you. They're there to protect capital and the 1%. They are there to protect the ruling class. And they will do so with violence if necessary. I think I didn't really fully understand that until then either. I did not understand that it is ACAB until 2020. I recognized that I did not like the police, but I did not understand it was ACAB until that moment, because it is an institution born of white supremacy, and it's protecting the concepts and tenets of white supremacy and capitalism. Legitimately, practice-wise, I'm actually so fucking hype for the response to alt-right TikToks being, at least it's not Freddy Fazbear shit, because that's as much engagement as it actually deserves. Yeah, true. It's all political, baby. True. They're not unconscious war occurring. You can't see it till you gain class consciousness. True. Hi, hippie. Hi. They aren't there to protect you. They are there to protect from you. Right. It's why they sell you this notion that you should not engage with your fellow working class, that you're trying to divide the working class by you're trying to offer these distinctions, whether they're based on race or sexuality or whatever. And some of these things are valid and nuanced, and you have to have the capacity for critical thought to engage with them. But normally, if somebody's trying to tell you that guy over there is making more than you, they're trying to fucking trick you, because the reality is it's not the guy over there's reason that you're poor. It's fucking people like Elon Musk. That's why. Generally used to be like, you can't make sweeping statements about people like that about ACAB. That's kind of the mindset that I had as well. And it was it's not about the people. It's not about the people in the institution. It's about the institution itself. And if you are actively supporting that institution, then you're a bastard. I don't know what to tell you. Studying up on Locke today, the political guy widely considered to be the father of liberalism. Now, he was talking about Christian priests of different denominations. He was of the opinion that it was always correct to try to argue with someone to try and change their faith, to make them see your truth, but not force them to do so. Which struck me as a liberal idea that remained here to this day, not just about priests, but about discussion ideas in general. This notion of reaching around across the aisle to jack off the other side or whatever is what serves fascism and capitalism. It's why liberals are so fucking, they piss me off so goddamn much, because at least fascists are upfront with what they are. Liberals will sit here and jerk off a fascist and act like they're trying to do something for leftism, and they're not. That said, I'm still gonna go vote for Kamala. But you make no mistake, liberals are in service of fascism. Damage reduction. The leftists who sit here and act like damage reduction is a bad thing are being disingenuous. And again, that kind of comes back to that online leftist mindset. In my case, a family member came out to me as trans. My response is, I care for this person. And that was kind of it. I had a lot to learn and still do, but learning has led me to my favorite streamers. Real. And that's the thing, is when you have somebody that you love and they live that experience that you were afraid of or demonized, you start to change your perspective on it. And if you don't, that's a choice. So like all these people whose kids have like cut them off because they were too lost in the sauce of whatever the fuck J.K. Rowling was posting on Twitter, like, skill issue, man. You had the opportunity to be better and you chose not to be. So like you can start being better now. It doesn't mean your kid's going to come back, but like you could always just start being better instead of digging your heels in. And a lot of this stems from my core like operating mindset that I have now. It's just be kind to other people, even when they're assholes, even when they don't deserve it. That doesn't mean necessarily that you have to spend all this time humoring people or engaging with people. Sometimes the kindness is just blocking them so that they can't continue to spread their hatred, so that maybe they'll be forced to engage with themselves and actually change that perspective. Kindness will go a long way. Duplication of working is their new offense. Now your coworker is a competitor. Right. Hi, Ryusei. My brother's a cop. I've heard him talk about his job, ACAB, all day long, especially him. Real. Yeah, sometimes it is the person, right? Sometimes it is the person, but it's about how, unless you believe all laws are just by virtue of their existence, you have to accept that all cops have agreed to enforce unjust laws. Right. And laws by their nature are unjust. Laws exist to protect capital, not us. Because they're not applied to people who break them on, as part of the ruling class. They're applied to us. Thank you for this 50 stremch. I don't care about if someone is the most ethical puppy puncher, reforming the puppy puncher, critical of the puppy punchers. It should not be a job that we have. Real. Yeah, no, it's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. If your kid left you, that's your fault. Do better. Now you have the opportunity to be a better person. Maybe your kid will come back, maybe they won't, but you should still try and be a better person. United front against fascism, while not solving every problem in the world, will readily make secured positions of power no longer secure. People at multiple levels stop participating in it in the ways they can without burning themselves out. Right, and we need the capacity to be able to call out these things for what they are. And you can't do that when the fascists are actively fucking hunting you. You know what I mean? And like, I get it. Liberals are engaging their capacity to do so, but they're also a stopgap in the capacity for them to be able to hunt people. So it's why liberalism is necessary in the destruction of capitalism and liberalism in the long term. Accelerationists are cringe. And that front does help people find more community or connection, since inherently capitalism and fascism rely on a lack of both. True. Kindness is always worth it. I agree. Hi, Trish. Hi. But you mentioned that I recently watched a video on estranged parents that was a fascinating view into their mindsets. Part of it, and this is just going to be me guessing, a lot of people who are estranged from their kids, a lot of parents who are estranged from their kids, it's going to go off on a guess here and say most of them are boomers or Gen X. And they all operate on this lead poisoning mentality that they are entitled to their child's affection. They are entitled to their child. That is the mentality they're operating on. And this extends beyond Gen X and boomers, but it's most prevalent among them. And it's because of a mindset that was reinforced, that continues to be reinforced, that children are property under capitalism. It is very much the mindset that is enforced. So when a child tries to exude their autonomy, right, by saying they are a trans person, by saying they're non-binary, by saying they are gay, whatever it is that parent does not contend with, they feel that it is a personal slight against them because their property is rebelling against them. And a lot of times when I've seen these people talk about, like, my child disavowed me and I hate them for it, the child is ungrateful, they still don't get it. They still don't get it because they have not done any introspection into why a child would want to no longer engage with them. Because again, you still view them as property, not as a human being, not as an autonomous individual. That's the core issue. Beyond your homophobia, beyond your bigotry, whatever the fuck it is, beyond whatever biases you haven't contended with. It's the fact that you don't even view that kid, even if whether they're a fucking still a child or whether they're an adult at this point, as an autonomous human being, that they are property for you. The goal is always to be kind. Sometimes the best you could do is just not be mean. Disengage. Because you also have to be kind to yourself. Hi, I've been looking for a bit, eating cereal and nodding along. Hi, Bean. Enjoy your cereal. And that's true. Yeah, sometimes it's just about not being an asshole. And that's one of those things that I've, right, in terms of kindness. I used to think, genuinely, even early on in my streaming career, that dunking on people was somehow praxis. And it's not. It doesn't create fundamental change. If anything, it usually just reinforces whatever shitty ideology somebody is subscribing to. It doesn't benefit anyone. And more so than that, you're doing the Birdly where you're just like, oh, you quote retweeted transphobia to dunk on it? Cool. Now all your trans friends have to look at it. That's cool. Good job, bud. Sometimes being mean is just like all you have to not do, or not be mean. Not being mean is all you have to do. Black had some extremely lib views, like considering private property a natural right, because the humans are bad by nature and we need society to stop us from being bad. I mean, that's primarily where the liberal view intersects with white supremacy and capitalism, right? That we need some sort of ruling class, that we cannot have true representative or true individual democracy. We need representative democracy because most people are bad, which is bullshit. All people are good. People are shaped by the institutions and the environments that they're placed into. People are good. Capitalism is bad. White supremacy is bad and makes people do horrible things. You're right on the money. That is what a lot of the video is about. Does not surprise me in the fucking slightest. That line of thinking extends to corporations viewing people as children, viewing virtually any disagreement against them as a slight against them that shouldn't have happened. Better to mention this tangentially. Right, it ties into that aspect of how capitalism needs to be in charge of us. We can't govern ourselves. We need money and a representative ruling class to be able to do it. That goes to Sluglock. Also, yeah, fucked up that kids are viewed as property even among liberal parents. Right, especially among liberal parents. Also, hi, Poshka, hi. Hi, Dobby, hello. My armchair said it doesn't like me. How fucking ungrateful can you be? Real. Disavowing is always the last thing we want to do. If it happens, you as a parent have failed many, many times. Right. People will extend a ridiculous amount of chances to people, to parents, to abusers even, that are not necessarily parents. If you have finally been cut off after 100 goddamn chances, man, you had every fucking opportunity. And if they never talk to you again, you really need to fucking come to terms with that being your fault. And that the best way to understand and actually make amends for it being your fault is not to demand they give you that attention again. It's to just be a better person. Don't hurt other people. You fucked up, right? They cut you off because you fucked up. Be a better person to other people. Don't hurt other friends. Don't hurt other family members. Just be a better person. That's the way to make amends. Just keep trying. Checking out people is almost reverse practice. It reinforces their ideology. It's also giving them attention, which is what they want. Don't feed trolls. Exactly. It's something I forgot. I lost sight of the don't feed the troll, right? Because again, dunking feels good, but it's not productive and it's not beneficial. Remember the days? It was funny because I looked at the lore video recently and part of you was shitting on politicians or Twitter. I think you were doing your best at the time, and it wasn't explicitly a bad thing, but you've definitely grown. I'm not who I was 4 years ago, and I won't be the same person I am now in 4 years. You're constantly growing, and I think you should welcome that and constantly be prepared to change your mindset on things. If you're not, you're stagnating, and you don't want to stagnate. Oh, the thing of humans are the problem makes me so frustrated. It's just, it is baby's first engagement with the world is a scary place, right? And if you look at the world and see the suffering, see the misery, see the inequality, and you walk away from that with your only understanding being humanity is bad, you're a Marvel villain, dude. Like, you haven't done any introspection. You haven't done any deeper digging. Like, you're Thanos. Like, that's not a productive way of looking at it. Especially when you look at something like a Marvel movie and you see that they have the capacity to create endless amounts of resources and their response to that is just genociding people. Like, dude, you just want to genocide people. You are just misanthropic because you have your own biases that you haven't contended with. You have your own trauma that you haven't meaningfully engaged with. You can do better, but like you got to do better. My experience with my parents, it was a matter of them not even remembering so many things they'd done. So it's like, yeah, no surprise, I'm not there. I find it neat that as parents get older in mid to late life crises, as well as the idea of death approaching, becoming more prominent in their minds, you also just see many parents want to reconnect all of a sudden. Right, and it's not out of this desire to make amends. It's not out of it. They're not approaching with an apology. They're not approaching with a, hey, you don't owe me fucking anything. I just want you to know that I'm sorry. They're approaching with a, I'm scared because I'm going to die soon and I want my property back to come take care of me. It's like, and again, there's nuance here, but like, I would say the majority operate in that capacity. At least for most of us who have Gen X boomer parents. It's not a surprise that the people who came up with that were some snob British nobles. True. You earn trust. Bye, Traves. Good luck at Worm. You earn trust and connection through being a better person. It will come to you, even if it's not necessarily the people you want to recognize you, and that's okay. Right. Family can be people you find who, after you've become better, right? Is it so surprising then that people's ethics mirror the media they consume? Right. And I think a lot of that is, again, kind of comes back to the core, how we got on this conversation in the first place, talking about Undertale and Deltarune. If you lack the capacity for critical media consumption, you'll probably watch something like The Avengers and be like, well, Thanos is based. It's why everybody's mad at the Junkler, right? Because a lot of those people watched the Junkler movie and they were like, wow, he's literally me. Society failed me, so I want to destroy society. It's like, no, the point that you should have taken away from this movie is maybe society should protect people so that this doesn't happen. And the fact that you missed that point and it's such a surface level presentation of the concept, yeah, you need to do more work. You have work to do. Which again, kind of coming back to this point too, is why I don't like engaging with certain things on stream or engaging with streamers who engage with these things on stream, but don't do it in a meaningful way, where they just present it and they're just like, they're all right, we're going to freeball it and see what happens. Because I'm like, no, these things require a certain level of responsibility to engage with. To die surrounded by loved ones is a privilege, and not all earn it. True, genuinely. Thank you for this 50 stretch. I never dealt with the consequences of my actions, but now I don't want to go with guilt. Come here, property. Real. And meanwhile, you've spent the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years trying to undo the trauma that was inflicted to you by that person over the course of your entire life. Or who contradict themselves later through the media they choose to engage with and advertise through their stream. Right. And again, this is not call out or anything. I get it. I get that this is a fucking business. I get that this is this is media that's presented. Even me talking about this right now is probably, turning certain people off, and it is what it is. This is just the type of shit I like to yap about. And when I get on my fucking soapbox and y'all encourage me and rile me up and go white boy, go, I have a tendency to get stun locked, and I like talking about it. It doesn't happen all the time, but like, I don't know. There's different pieces of media for people to consume, and if people like consuming me yapping about this shit, then cool. I don't know. I recognize that there's a certain responsibility with engaging with these types of topics, and so if I'm going to engage with them, I have to go into the nuances of them, and I can't just be like, yeah, capitalism bad, and then call it a day. You know what I mean? Because it's not responsible, and it potentially causes more harm than good. Just what we do here, man. Some days just be like that. I think it's good considering we're just Yakuza maxing. I feel like we're gonna have more of stun locks, more fucking around playing Digimon, that kind of thing, until we're caught up on Yakuza. Just I'm gonna get bored of Yakuza. The Junkler did not help people by destroying the society and burning the city. In fact, he put more people like him in danger. Also note that those in the crowd at the end of this movie just look like a bunch of men wearing clown masks, a bunch of angry men, no women or children, just men. What I remember says a lot. Right. To the degree that I don't even know if the director understood what point they were making. I don't know. But that's kind of the point, right? Even when the director is creating media that's not necessarily good, it can have a relevance. It can have impact. It can convey a message, even if it was unintentional. Media literacy is an incredibly valuable skill, and I think we should always be striving to improve our own and others' media literacy. And it's why, kind of coming back to that point, it's why I get frustrated when other streamers or other content creators don't really meaningfully engage with it, or are dismissive of it or derisive of it, especially when they lack it. You know what I mean? Because I think it causes a lot of harm. It really is. It is also a privilege to have loved ones around while alive too. Hopefully more people take note of that, because having that is a beautiful thing. Yeah, to be able to be surrounded by loved ones, like that, it's a good thing. But it's not a given. It's not an expectation. Holding you up like this, like, hey, listen to this white boy, you managed to do self-introspection, and so can you. And I still have work to do. I still have biases I contend with. I still have my own problems that I have to fucking engage with on a regular basis. I've had these moments on stream before. I love your Stunlock Slug. I always come away learning something, and I think we all do, including you. Well, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful, and I do. I always feel like even if I'm not learning a new thing, I'm reinforcing whatever it is I understand about myself. You know what I mean? I'm offering different perspectives and contexts to the thing I already understand about myself. And I'm glad that if anybody walks away from these conversations learning something, I'm grateful. I mean, I became a teacher for a reason. I quit being a teacher for a reason too, but I became a teacher for a reason. I'm not even names, but yeah, if someone says a lot of smart leftist things and uncritically streams Palworld, we're no longer going to trust that person because their chat who was prior, leftism woo, is now making jokes about slavery uncontested. You can't continue to engage with that person even if they value in some of their it had value in some of their presentation, because it starts to become apparent that whatever the things they were saying were not necessarily things that they valued, not things that they actually championed. It was just an aesthetic they were adopting to try and, sell their content to other people. And I get it, because that's what this business is, but don't do that with leftism. That sucks. Something sort of made me hang out here in the beginning. Games are fun, but here for Slug. I'm really glad, because I like that's my favorite thing to do on stream. I like playing games. I like to get the experiences that we get from games, but my favorite thing to do is just hang out with y'all and talk to y'all. It's my favorite thing that I get to do. It's why some games took so long to beat. Digimon Survive, Disco Elysium, because they were games that just kind of inspired this opportunity for us to yap a lot. And it's my favorite thing to do on stream. It's my favorite part about being a streamer. Hi, Lauber. Hi. If it means anything, I love the political stunlocks. I'm not good with words, and this gives me a way to learn how to articulate my points. I'm glad, because a lot of this is me just improvising. Like, a lot of this is me basically improvising off of things that I've heard other people say, other marginalized people say, reinforcing the concepts that other marginalized people have presented. Like, I'm glad that I can articulate things well, because a lot of this is me just improvising off the cuff. Like, in the same way that I think you're getting at is like, these are concepts I understand and concepts I know and I engage with. Trying to articulate them can be very difficult. And for better or worse, I guess I'm good at yapping. Important we sharpen our persuasive acumen. We are also responsible for communicating our ideas effectively. That's also true, Venna. So it's like when you just kind of look at somebody like Tucker Carlson or Donald Trump and be like, they're stupid. Sure, yes, but that doesn't necessarily convey the point that you're trying to convey, right? It doesn't ultimately drive home the point that you are trying to present. Hi Macy, hi, hello, welcome in. This isn't anything new for Slug, but these stunlocks over the years have been massively valuable for me. Even being a leftist to begin with, having been radically far left for a long time, it's been usually helpful in learning how to properly articulate my feelings and values, which is something I often struggle with. I think a lot of us neurodivergent folks have the hard time communicating what it is we're thinking and what we believe. Because words hard. Words very difficult. And social media 140 characters nonsense has kind of made it even more difficult to try and convey those things. So this is a very unique platform that I have and that I operate on, because a lot of times I'm just talking about cum and pussy. Sometimes I'm talking about this stuff, and I'm glad that when I do get the opportunity to talk about this stuff, it resonates with the people who want to hear it, and offers something. So you talking about these things and how much a priority they are for you, are why I feel so great being here. And whatever connection to someone, it's important to understand what points of value they have, how much you value them. That way, if it happens to happen, true allyship and understanding happen. I do agree, Crasher. And it doesn't need to be an all the time thing. And I don't even expect all streamers to do the extent of what I'm doing. But it'd be nice to know that when they have a no politics tag, that doesn't extend to talking about a trans person existence. It doesn't extend to talking about, the autonomy of black people in society. Like that, and you're not sure, because those things are political, more so than ever in the world that we live in now. So, like, I get it. I get the sentiment. I get why people don't want to hear about this shit. Some people just want to disengage. But if you're a marginalized person and you want to be able to disengage, you want to be able to do so in a space where you recognize that the streamer is not going to sit here and fucking both sides the persecution of your existence. You know what I mean? Thank you for yapping the way you do. Well, thanks for listening to me yap. Thanks for coming to hang out with me while I yap. it's a weird experience that people want to listen to me out, genuinely, and I'm glad y'all do. Whether it's about Digimon or this stuff. Hi KJ, welcome in. If you like whatever we're doing in a Slug stream, be it yapping or gaming or stunlocking or Slug being normal about Digimon, it's great to hang out with the Slug and chat and talk about either very serious things or common pussy. I agree. I'm really glad that y'all like doing whatever it is we're doing on a day. It's very fun for me to be able to do it. A person can be old, orange, ugly, deteriorating, and inarticulate and still be a good person. Choosing the correct angle of approach matters. Otherwise, you're going to be special beam cannon your attacks through innocent bystanders. Right. And we have to learn from Piccolo, right? We have to learn from Piccolo. Raditz? I don't know. Raditz deserved more of a chance, I think. I think Raditz deserved a chance. I get why they had to special beam cannon him the way they did, but I feel like Raditz deserved a second shot. I mean, hell, they gave fucking Vegeta a second chance. Come on. They gave Vegeta like 15 chances. Calling harmful people stupid is often something I have a lot of issues with because typically it ends up blaming their harmful inactions on accidental low general intelligence instead of mentioning how they are aware of the harm they're causing and choose anyways. And right, like sometimes it is a lack of awareness. It can be ignorance. Most of the time it is ignorance, but that ignorance can breed hatred, right? That ignorance can give way to bigotry. And at a certain point, it becomes intentional and it becomes this choice that's being made that needs to be contended with, be that the ignorance or the active choice that's being made. And I think just sitting here saying that person is quote unquote stupid does not do any real service to calling attention to the actual issue. Like in our goofy streams, it's a Bean yells at Slug and groans at everything it says, but when it comes to serious shit, I've yet to disagree with Slug in a substantial capacity. He's good and he's a smart and good person, which is why I can enjoy yelling about cum and pussy when it otherwise wouldn't be my scene. I'm glad. I don't know. I feel like there's two Slugs. I know I'm the same Slug all the time, but like, I'm not. This is more teacher Slug, I guess, and it's less me being the funny haha femboy cum and pussy. And like, I don't know. I think it's time and place, right? And so like when we're doing haha cum and pussy, we had a problem with it a lot early on, where you know I'd be doing cum and pussy stuff and it wouldn't be stunlock time, and somebody would come in and try and force a stunlock. And you can't do that because I have to be in a certain mindset to be able to engage with it. You know what I mean? And if I'm doing haha cum and pussy, I'm making Kiryu eat worms, and you want to come in and talk about like the horrors happening in Gaza, like I get it. We're not really doing that right now. Like, you know, it's a time and a place kind of thing. It's why I call them stunlocks, and it's why I let them happen when they feel appropriate to allow happen. And it's not always clear when something like that should be pursued. So I understand. I understand when chat sometimes misses the mark in trying to force it to happen. Yeah, mode change, Slug. Exactly. Thanks for leading me to some of my favorite other streamers, too. All of your favorites have become mine. Aw, Max, you're a wonderful presence in my life. And I know in many of my friends' lives. So thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being a part of mine and so many of our lives. Hi, Val. Good morning. Raditz is probably a nicer guy than Vegeta. He is. He is a nicer guy. He was a coward more than anything. A lot of what Raditz did was out of fear. Again, it's sort of that like he was just following orders mindset, which is not good. But a lot of it was out of fear to maintain his own safety. Not even just from fucking Frieza, but from Vegeta and Nappa as well. He deserved a better chance, and he had potential too. Thank you for the spippy stretch. Not a lot of ways, not a lot of places to disengage in that way. Even with people who look like me or come from where I come from, that ability to disengage in the space and be understood is something I'm glad I have here as well as other places. It'd be nice if people understood that privilege to disengage isn't afforded to everyone currently as well. And I think that's the fundamental part that a lot of people miss when they do something like a no politics tag. Like, I get it, but you are operating on this level of privilege and expecting a level of privilege from your audience to be able to do that. Not everybody has the capacity to do that. And again, it's time and a place. Not everything needs to be about it all the time. But you should at least have a baseline established that like these marginalized individuals will not be persecuted in your chat. And if they are, you won't be like, chat, what do you want me to do? Certain names come to mind when, you know, people were particularly transphobic in the chat, and instead of actually doing anything meaningful, they just both sided it. Whereas a different name comes to mind, somebody like Germa, who actively pointed out when it became an issue, yeah, if you don't like trans people, you can fuck off. Like, That's all it takes. I don't expect Germa to be this fucking bastion of politics. I don't expect Germa to be a political streamer. But I do appreciate that when his chat was becoming more and more aggressively transphobic, that his response to that was like, yeah, if you want to be transphobic, you can leave. That's I'm not going to fucking humor or capitulate to your bullshit. You can leave. That's really all it takes. Multifaceted, real. Get you a femboy streamer who can do both. True. There's the blue part of Slug and the purple part of Slug. Together, they make the full experience. True. Mode change Slug. Hi, Soundvold. The opposite would happen. We'd be having a stun lock and someone would come in and be like, let me see what the rectum do. And be like, hey, bud, we're not... Right, like, sometimes it's time to see what that rectum do. But, like, no, right, we're not doing that right now. We're not inspecting rectum right now. Stun locks come naturally and aren't always about politics. Yeah, sometimes, again, this one started because of fucking media consumption. And again, everything's political and adjacent to capitalism and white supremacy. Also, a recent Logic game I've been playing has really helped me through our with thought articulation. I can post it in the Discord, hope it helps other people after I do. Let's go. Kind of like the funny haha Slug boy and the thoughtful person behind the Sona. Yeah, sort of, yeah. We're one and the same, right? Slug is me and me is Slug, right? But, you know, I'm a nuanced, multifaceted individual who's had a lot of different experiences. I love hearing you yap, Slug. Your open introspection are an awesome part of your stream. It helps me grow and do better on my own. I'm really grateful, Fishy Sticks. I'm grateful for everybody who's been here for so long because, like, a lot of y'all are names from the very beginning, and these are not new to you. Like, we've been doing this since the start. So it's fun to have been able to grow with y'all, right? Because I'm not who I was when I started doing this either. I'm a very different person than I used to be 4 years ago. If Vegeta can be redeemed, Raditz can be mega redeemed. Real. Raditz went to find his brother and tried to recruit him to the cause. That he's warlike and violent has more to do with Saiyans. Before and after Frieza's bullshit, it's just not really having a chance. Right, and that Goku didn't even give him a chance. It's pretty fucked. But that's less on the characters and more of like Toriyama being a bad writer, right? Understand the feelings from the trans perspective, at least I'm white. Can't have fun in a place where I don't know if people respect my lived existence. Right, whether you're black or trans or both. The intersection of those things. If you are not made to feel safe in a space, why the fuck would you continue to stay there, you know? I've left communities for this reason. Yep. It's all I ever wanted. If you can't do that, then if you can't do what Germa did, then I just have to assume you don't feel the way Germa does. Right. I'm not expecting you to sit here and bust out a trans flag and do a political stun lock like Slug does. But the very least you can do is be like, transphobes, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, that's the least you can fucking do. Since I joined, it's allowed me to change my perspective to be more broad, to allow for more nuance and intersection that allows for introspection of my beliefs and values. KJ, you, not to put you on the spot, but I remember when you first joined us. It was during a political stun lock, I believe. And you have changed a lot. You have come a long way from the individual that you were when you joined this stream the first time. And I'm really proud to see how much you've grown. And I'm really grateful to have played any sort of role in it. I can't control my chat. Fuck off with that shit. Right. When it, like, I'm sorry, but I used to moderate for chats of 10,000. And this person who was advocating that they couldn't do anything about their chat because there were so many people there, that's a cop-out, man. Then get mods. That, like, you can get people to want to moderate for you who want to be able to do that. I used to moderate chats of 10,000, and like, there's no fucking excuse. You just clearly don't want to. I just assume you agree with it and want the transphobes there. Exactly, yeah. If you want to be transphobic here, you can get pregnant. Real. Well, rectum, I hardly know him. Hi, Coom Chugger. Hi. Well, sometimes you get stun locked on old men, which is really funny and nice to see. Has given me worms about old worms as well at times. True. The same Slug that wants to peg Juiced Belmont could be explaining about capitalism and media literacy. It's true. I'm both of those things at the same time. No glasses? No more glasses? Okay. Well, people contain multitudes. True. We grew together in a lot of ways. I'm also very different than I used to be, and I already liked who I was. Improvement can always be found. Right. I liked who I was too. I like who I am now better. People evolving. What a concept. If I can be redeemed, any DB character can be real. Trans people are always welcome here is the absolute least you can say. Genuinely. The chat was half that size. Yeah. Yep. Hi, lazy. Literally just, hey, mods, kill them. Real. Like, it's that easy. It's that easy. If those people come into your chat, ban them one by one with their chat logs. Just do the work, dog. Like, and you don't even have to do it yourself. Just get fucking mods who want to do it and make sure that the community is like a safe place for you and for them and for other people. Like, it's the functional way this website works. Your inability to do that shows that you don't want to do it. That's really all it boils down to. Is a really different person. I got to say, I'm grateful. I am who I am now, and Slug Streams did help me get here. Thank you, Slug. I'm really grateful to have you here, Kaula. I'm really grateful to have you as a part of it. We love worms, true. Mods, no worms for them, true. I like being here. I've come a long way, but I've still got a long way to go. This community has helped me and actively pointed out when I was faltering, and I'll forever be thankful for that. And I'm proud of you for how far you've come as well. Mods make them explode. Like, you don't have to be 100% perfect moderation. Just have a non-zero amount. Put in any effort. Have a standard. Have a level of like intention. Like, if you're at least trying, that'll communicate to me that, like, I should be annoyed with the people in chat, not you, right? And if you as the streamer are not even trying, if the mods aren't even trying, if y'all are just letting it happen, then I'm annoyed with both of you. But probably you more so because you're welcoming that type of individual into your community because you want them there. That's really what it boils down to. Not ask you to remove all transphobes or ask you to delete, timeout, ban people for transphobic messages when you see them. Right. Just make a concerted effort to try. Coming here, I would have never changed my Twitch color. Well, color blue now. Thank you for the spippy scrunch. I do feel like we're reaching. That's the other thing, too. Sometimes you feel like sometimes you realize when you're reaching the end of this unlock, and my goodness, boy, has it been 2 hours. I think being in really kind stream communities has made me a better person, which honestly is kind of scary to me. I get it, Blink, because the reality is it becomes apparent, and I'm glad. I'm glad it's made you feel that way. But I think what it is it's that it's kindness. Kindness is incredibly powerful. Something that I was even understanding of, and it's silly to say, it comes back to the whole reason we got up to this conversation in the first place, but something like Elderrune, Undertale is what made me really fully understand kindness as a true concept, as a ideology to live your life by. Certain lines and concepts and characters in that game really resonated with me so much that I'm glad I didn't play it 10 years ago, because it wouldn't have had the impact on me that it did playing it this year, just a few months ago, with y'all and with Dolly. Like, having the opportunity to experience it the way I did now is why I just feel more committed to the ideology that I've held for so long, but even in a deeper capacity. The words that resonate most with me from that game are that, you know, when Toriel looks at Frisk and tells them, don't kill, but don't be killed either. And I think that's the most important thing I understood about that concept of kindness. Kindness isn't always just letting people walk all over you, right? It's not about letting people do whatever they want. But it's also about not being unnecessarily mean. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to protect for yourself, but don't cause unwarranted harm to others. And extend kindness when you can, when you're able to, when they give you the opportunity to do so. It's resonated with me deeply. It's why I'm so fucking cooked by Deltarune too. But it really is more Undertale than anything. I've learned a lot of things here I highly doubt I would have found anywhere else, and I am very thankful for that. Also glad I found a community where I feel safe to be myself outside of my small friend group. And that's the thing that's like really, makes me really happy, is that this can be a place for y'all to be yourselves and hang out and spend time. That makes me really glad. Yeah, Cal is constantly changing their color, yeah. Ain't no way it's been 2 hours. Oh my god, Yakuza October has us locked in. Yeah, but not on the thing we're supposed to be locked in on. Elden Rune, true. Me when the old man climbs the ladder and I can see up his skirt. True. Underrune and Delta Tail, true. Do no harm but take no shit. Yeah. You were instrumental in becoming who I am now and discovering a lot about myself along the way. This community helped pull me out of a really dark place, and I'm proud of how much I've grown and how much I've seen so many of you grow around me. Thank you, Slug, and all of you out there. Thank you for being a part of it for so long, Lycan, and thank you for continuing to be a part of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful that I could have any influence on that. Live it not at the expense of others, but instead alongside others. Yeah. Wasn't that Azrael's quote? No. Toriel is the one who told Frisk at the end when they are sitting out looking at over the expanse. Don't kill and don't be killed. Azrael may have said it as well. I feel like maybe both of them said it. You might be right. You're just as important as anyone else. No one deserves to live more than anyone else inherently. We're all the main character of our own lives, which is why we need to work together to build community. Angry and spiteful person before meeting this community, fall into equally hateful community, probably would have spiraled out of control and never learned more about ourselves. This community retaught us kindness. I'm glad I could help. I've never felt as safe and welcomed in a community as I feel here. Whether I feel high energy, silly, serious, or sad, I always feel like I have a place here. Y'all are amazing, and I've become and I've had so many cool places and people because of this. I'm really glad for Usby. I'm glad you came in on Night in the Woods. I saw Macy playing Night in the Woods the other day, and it actually reminded me. I was like, man, it's been so long, but so many of y'all came in with that, and it's been really fun to see how much so many of us have changed and grown since. Especially considering you came in and the first thing I did was poke at an arm and get distracted by a bugoid. It's not something with a one-size-fits-all answer. You can't just default to uncritical kindness 100% of the time. You have to use your judgment, as we said earlier. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is just disengage, block and move on, cut them out, whatever it is. Remove them. Because kindness to yourself is important as well. Hi, Mara. Welcome in. Robert. Welcome in, Mara. Hi. But, yeah, as I was saying before I got stunlocked again. But, sometimes you feel the stunlock reaching a natural conclusion. You feel it reaching its kind of endpoint, its natural endpoint. And that feels like that, right? 2 hours in, right? But I'm grateful to have had it. I'm grateful that we get the opportunity to have it. You already got the heart shit shirt to connect with Undertale. Don't even have to make a new outfit with the drill and glasses. Oh, when I get a Dolly model, when I get a Dolly Kidders model, we are going to have a new outfit like every fucking week. / half joking. It has an ebb and flow. It's almost the AM of 2 here. Oh my gosh. It's 1 PM here. And I've been yapping. But I do think it's time for Yakuza. I think this conversation has reached its kind of natural conclusion. This slut is going to be so clothed. The moment you start acquiring the Birdly accent like you sort of sounded like you had just now, that's how when you know the sunlock is over. When I start, dude, we got to get Benson pregnant. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? That's when we know the stunlock is over. You know what I mean? But thank y'all for having it with me. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to have it. I always enjoy having them. Dude. We got to get Saejima pregnant. We got to get Akiyama pregnant right now. Can I get Fort Pregante too? We got to get Akiyama pregnant right now. Let's get over there. He's waiting. What? Impregnation of a true hero or whatever. What? Went to the tech stump, found something similar only on Azrael's. Not everything can be solved by being nice. Don't kill her, don't get killed, all right? True. They both had the same concept. We're playing as Akiyama now? Yeah, we got out of Saejima. You do what you want. I know what I'm about. Real. Slug, his boy womb is full of alcohol. True. The pregnant list is growing. Also, speaking of, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta get out of here until... Not you, chat. These little fellers. These little creatures gotta get out of here until Chapter 3 comes out. Maybe in a week. Toby, I know you're watching my stream. Tobert, I know you're watching my stream right now. I know I'm your biggest fan. I know you care about me the most. So, since you do, if you could let Deltarune come out when me and Dolly are done with Sparking Zero, I'd really appreciate it. Even Boy Placenta is smiling. Chaos! Listen to us, we want you to go to the GameStop. True. I'd be pissed if that happened, like if I want it, but if you didn't have to wait at all, I'd be so mad at you. It does seem like something that would happen, though, right? It does seem like something that would happen. Boy placenta? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sparking Zero. Yeah, we're going to start playing. Me and Dolly are playing Sparking Zero on Monday. And I don't know. I guess beating the story mode and then probably fucking around with... I want to fuck around with the what ifs, so I'm going to make Dolly do some of the what ifs. But, because it'll be Dolly playing, right? Dolly's going to do the combat, and I'm just going to yap. I'll probably just be autistic about fucking Dragon Ball. That's probably what those streams are going to be, is Dolly... Because Dolly really likes the combat in those games, so it'll be Dolly really enjoying the combat and me being like, did you know that? And she'll be like, that's nice, Slug. And then Chad will be like, yeah, but what about... And I'll be like, well, and she'll be like, that's nice, Slug. That's probably how those streams are going to go. And there'll probably be like, I don't know, 3 of them dragging his balls or whatever. Yeah. This is for Gohan! Real. Speaking of being for Gohan, where's Steam? Dolly's going to love it, real. That has me excited. I didn't know the other Budokai games were such otternit for her. I was surprised when she said it. I was like, wait, really? You like these games? So want to gawk at Goku's big naturals? Real. He pops his shirt off if he takes enough damage. So I'm excited about that. I realized this still watching Johnny the other day, but the stories are split by characters. You have to fulfill certain requirements to unlock the what ifs. Interesting. Maybe we will be playing it longer than I expected. Because it's like, I feel like there's not going to be that much content in this game. But... maybe I'm wrong. Well, way you explained is like random punches, like yeah, real. Hi, never mind. Well, backshotting baby Vegeta into oblivion, Slug 3-hour-long ass video essay about GT, true, and why it's the best. Why GT is better than Super. Well, Johnny did mod Incel's basketball outfit. That's amazing. I'm balling, Gohan. Well, can we sell see El Hermano or Gohan Blanco? Real. I'm interested in seeing how you react to the story presentation as well, because it took me some getting used to. I'm curious. I'm interested to see. Curious even. Also, oh my God, this is so loud for me. Girl, shut up. Shut up. Okay. Hi, Glotto. Glotto, you're just in time for me to actually open the game. I just spent 2 hours unlocking. What? It started with Deltarune, surprising no one. And then it turned into, oh, right, I'm Haruka. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I forgot. I forgot we're not... I literally blocked this out. Because I know we're sharing Haruka and Akiyama, but I literally blocked out that I was Haruka when we ended last time. Oh, God, dude. Nice to see you too, Slug. Listen, Haruka, it's not you. It's your fucking gameplay segment. It sucks. Yeah, I know. No, you're right. It does. Last time you said this would have happened? Yeah, genuinely. I genuinely... This isn't a bit. I genuinely forgot. I blocked this out. Why here? We gotta go do the, like, princess competition or whatever. We love Daughter. We hate idol bullshit. It's because I love Daughter so much that I hate the idol bullshit. Seeing this character get, like, sexualized and subjected to this shit is fucking weird and terrible, and I hate it. It fucking sucks. Anyway, let's get it over with. Just make me the princess. Make Akiyama the princess, dude. Let her section either be more fun and story meaningful to me, or let it be shorter, real. I'll give it this. At least it's relatively short, comparative to the other ones. Still sucks, but it's at least shorter than the others. It's not like it's, what was his name? Tanigaki? Whatever the jackass from 4 was, the cop. At least it's not that bad, you know what I mean? It is worse in a lot of ways, though. But she's pursuing her dreams through child labor. Because you can only achieve your dreams through capitalism. There's a reason it was a one-off. Yeah, Piggyama, yeah. Tamanda! Wait, where am I? Wait, isn't this Akiyama's house? Wait, we're not a Camaro show. This just looks like the back of it. Like, this looks like Serena. Tagari, true. Hi, Moobot, true. No, Moobot. Yeah, no, Moobot. No, Moobot's like, we should let Slug do the idol outfit and do a boy kisser dance. And I agree. She's right. Moobot's cooking. No, Moobot's cooking. No, she's right. No. She's got a point there. Oh, I'm behind. Oh, I realized. I'm at the back of the thing. Okay, that's fine. Oh, yeah, no, that's base? Yeah, right. Like, let me wear the outfit. Let me wear the slutty outfit, not the 17-year-old girl. The reason we hate her section is because we do like her, real. But the slug in the dress. Yeah. I retract, yeah. You go eat. I had a long day. I don't want to have sleep, have fun. Princess time. Bye, Kala. Get some rest. You were up fucking super late. I don't even know if you've actually slept since last night. And I know I pinged a bunch of y'all when I was fucking on the treadmill working out, reading all y'all's pings in the Delta Rune thread. So please go take care of yourself. I think I went the wrong way. Well, yeah, let Slug do the idling and shouting at the managers, telling them what proper work conditions are. Real. I'll be an idol, but I'll also do like fucking praxis and shit. I'll unionize with the other idols. All right, here we're going. All my managers keep dying. Wonder what that means for you. Wait, I'm skipping this. I don't care. What? I'm not doing any of that. What? My Oshi is a communist. Real. What? Real. Yeah, I'm not sure. Man, sure. Sure. Well, wait, what? Yeah, well, I guess they're not dead. The other manager guy isn't dead yet, but... What? I'm a communist, yeah. What? They're doing Perfect Blue? One of them died. The manager lady died, and then my manager got... The other guy got thrown off the building, but he lived. Yeah, he's not dead yet. He's in the hospital in critical condition. Hospital. Hospital. Shut up! Just let me do the thing! Shut up! I don't care about any of this story. Oh, it's that guy. So it's the greasy boy. Well, Akiyama's in the corner thinking he's Columbo. I welcome Akiyama Columbo. This sucks. This is bad. This is bad and I hate it. Okay. Right, we're trying to find the killer. That's what we're doing. We're trying to find the killer of who killed the manager. What? Can we kill the greasy boy? I don't even know what his problem is. I don't even know what his bit is. This game would be so much better if Kiryu was the idol. Real. Honestly, Majima was the idol. He's accusing of Haruka of something? Oh, maybe we did it? That's what they're saying? Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, she tiger dropped him off the building. All her managers... Oh my god, dude! Jesus Christ! Bro, this is worse than the last one! She is 17 years old! Yakuza, come on! Holy fuck! Alright. Yeah, Majima's idol, no question. This sucks! Alright, lock in. What? Alright, gaming. 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 It's gross, I hate it. I want to wear it. I want to wear it. Don't make Haruka wear this shit. It's disgusting. Make me wear this shit. I'm an adult man. Let me wear this. How long is the song? They're all longer than they need to be. The lyrics are terrible too. I can't see them. For better or worse. I'm too locked in on the fucking rhythm game. I want to wear that, but I'm also not 17 yet. Real. Like, same. I want to wear that. Haruka is 17. Don't make her wear that. Please. Good God, dude. It wouldn't be better either. But if they really wanted to go all in on this route, why not just, like, skip a couple more years and make her, like, 19? 18? Like, it's still gross. It's still weird. She's still our daughter. But, like, why? Why did you need to make her 17 for this part? I don't understand. Yeah, Slug could pull it off? I'm saying, like... Shit. What? Looks like your love turned me into a bird without wings? Ugh. Yeah, why'd she have to be a fucking child for this? This could be a genuine critique of the idol industry if it would have been a little weird. That's the problem. Yakuza does this a lot, especially when it comes to like misogyny, and that's why they should not have been allowed to cook with this. Whenever they have like some sort of salient point, they contradict it. criticism of cops, criticism of misogyny. They always contradict it by doing the thing that they're criticizing, like backing the blue or doing the misogyny. So like, even if they were cooking with some sort of criticism of idol culture, they're like just endorsing idol culture throughout the entirety of this part. And that's why it's just like, okay, bro, you weren't cooking. And normally, when you do the misogyny, it sucks. And it's a little bit more tolerable. Like, this is a child, man. Yakuza thinks retweeting his praxis real. God, dude, like, look at those shorts. Jesus Christ. Because they're always young, they tend to start even younger than this. Oh, I'm aware. I get it. I know. I know the reason. It doesn't make it fun. Still did not need to include it. Put Akiyama in this outfit. Not Haruka. We're done. We're skipping this shit. Getting out of here. What? Yep. Yep. Cool. Sure. Sure. Cool. Cool. Put me in that outfit and let me at Saejima. Real. Yeah, get over here. Frisky rabbit. Girls can't wear certain things yet at the same time. Must cover up is not going to get covered by this game. Recent clothing choices make me uncomfortable. It's obvious who this is for. Right. This is not a criticism. This is for the fucking male gaze. Is what this is. Every premise, story, hook, and narrative Yakuza writers choose has so much narrative potential, and they are good at writing lovable characters and creating fun scenes. They always just make one choice that spoils everyone. Highest highs and lowest lows. Okay, let's all meet there. I'll be waiting for you at the entrance. Alright. Alright, come on, Akiyama. Make Kiryu, Majima, Akiyama, and Saejima into an idol unit real. Use the same camera framing as things you're critiquing ain't a good look. True. A lot more modern Yakuza games and less of this and more just goofy, silly, funny old man crime drama. That's... we gotta get through the mid. This isn't, I chose to wear this because I like it as self-expression. It's my manager made me to wear this so that adult men could have inappropriate feelings about me. Right. Which is expressed even in this game when you're doing a handshake segment and fucking adult men are coming up to you and saying, wow, you're so sexy. Like, cool, man. That's awesome. Great. I love that. It's really cool. I miss Kiryu and Majima idol moments. Me too. We're gonna wait through the slop till we reach the good stuff. We're in too deep at this point. We swum down to the bottom. Swum. We swum down to the bottom of the slop, and now we gotta swim back up to the top. You know what I mean? We need Pirate Majima, Swumbo. We swum to the bottom. We're only getting back one way. Sorry about all this, especially after your princess thing. It's all right, I'm fine. Okay, should we head in? Yeah, maybe we can actually do plot now. Here's Akiyama. Yes. All right, in we go. Well, like, genuinely it sucks that women and girls can't wear what they want for fear of how men will react, yeah. You know what they say, sink or swim. True. Oh, Haruka. Akiyama-san. Akiyama-san said he'd like to talk to us. Carry Akiyama where he's roller skating. That was 24-hour Cinderella. Let me just get the walkthrough just in case. Yeah, please do, Hig. I want you to hear this too, Yamura-san. So, what did you want to tell us? I found Park-san's account book. We thought the money I loaned Park-san had disappeared from the safe, but it turns out that wasn't the case. Akiyama has a couple. And there seems to be some dual one that we can do with Haruka, but I don't think we've unlocked it yet. Park-san was, so in fact, she arranged Haruka-chan's big debut. Yes, I know about that. Park-san had been talking about Haruka doing a concert in Tokyo for a long time. A duo, not a duel, like a duel, not duel, like dueling. Hang on, there's more. You haven't heard what she wanted, where she wanted to have it. I think once you hear, you'll understand why it cost 300 million. What do you mean? She reserved, get this, the Japan Dome. The Dimsdale Dimmadome? What? The Japan Dome? For a new kid's debut? How on earth was she planning to fill that many seats? Knowing Park-san, she probably had an idea or two. No wonder Park-san wouldn't tell me the venue. Some with the spark goodness. At least let's go. The Japan Dome? That's absurd. But I think it was most important to Park-san that the concert be at the Japan Dome. Which is after the plot, so I guess some sort of epilogue for the ending? Because she told me. Park-san almost got to perform at the Japan Dome back when she was an idol herself. So she was living vicariously through me. Or whatever. I get the feeling that all her hopes and dreams revolved around that place. Yume. Haruka-chan. What about you? What do you want? The Japan Dome is what Park-san wanted for my debut. And that's where I have to have it. As her last idol, and the only one who could carry it. Okay, but without Park-san or Hori-kun, what could we possibly do? Dynachair still has you, Yamamura-san. Me? I mean, sure, I can handle filling in as her manager, but that's about it. I can never put together a concert. I don't have that kind of expertise. You're forgetting about me. Well, Christina-san, I have quite a bit of experience running even bigger concerts overseas. I'll help you organize it. Besides, what kind of professional would I be if I didn't see my job through to the end? And right now, my job is seeing that Haruka becomes a top-ranked pop idol. You really think we could pull it off? I mean, this is the Japan Dome we're talking about. If I know Park-san, she didn't stop at simply reserving the venue. I'm sure she already hired a full event staff as well. In any case, it's certainly something you could look into. Once we have an answer, we can decide if it's actually doable or not. Well, typically just the post-plot, go clean up all the sub-stories. Yeah, before it's like, are you ready to move on? Alright, fine. Let me do some digging, then I'll do a little time. Akiyama-san, mind if I go over that account book? Getting a look at those expenditures will help me know where things are and who to call. Saying it's there, we can go do this wrap the game once we get there. To wrap the game or this segment? I would assume it's just a segment. Starting today, Park-san would have liked that. I'm sure Hori-chan would be on board too. Or is it when they all met up at the end at Serena? They were like, do you have any more things you want to do? I can see it either way. Hi, Danny. Hi. Haruka-chan. Why not leave the rest to Yamamura-san? I'm sure Park-san would have wanted it that way, don't you think? Yeah, we can worry about that later. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Thank you, Akiyama-san. Whoops, there's the call. Haruka-chan, I bet this is our forger friend in Kamurocho. The plot! Right. Hello? Is this Akiyama of Sky Finance? This is he. I got a call from your secretary. She asked me to call you. Well, you're the forger. The one from Kamurocho. Yeah, we got an entire new character to meet anyway, yeah. You have to ask. Now, what's this about? You have a job? Well, I don't have a forging job for you exactly, but I'll pay you nonetheless. I want you to hook up with me, hook me up with an Osaka forger, more specifically, one in the Sotenbori vicinity. What would you want with him? I need him to forge a suicide note. I have a sample of the handwriting. In that case, I have somebody in mind. Whoa. So how can I get in touch? Well, it's not like we're best buddies. But there's a little place called Crest Bar in Hoganji Yokocho in Sotenbori. You might try asking the bartender. Thank you. My secretary will forward you the payment. What? Crest Bar in Hoganji Yokocho. Not a place for you, Haruka-chan. It's late, too. I'll be going this one alone, alright? Yes, I understand. I'll be waiting here. Just let me know if there's anything I can do. Hey, Slug. Whoa. Hi, Akiyama. Akiyama, where do I go to make you oiled up and naked and twerk? Nice to see you too, Slug. I'll keep my fire extinguisher close. Why did I go in here? What? I gotta go out here. Spippy Stramch? I'll do a Spippy Stramch. I gotta pee. Let me go outside. And I'll go pee. Oh my god, the slug finally left my brain. I could finally sleep. but I know it's only temporary. Well, go piss, girl, yeah. Oh, no, he's back, yeah. Just trading the slug brain. Just trading the brain slug around. Well, I gotta pee. I gotta go outside. Hold on.
Nah.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta BRB. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sorry, Haruka. It's a generational thing.
Uncle Kaz, we're not related.
What do you mean? I gave birth to you.
Okay, Uncle Kaz. What? Welcome back. Hi. Oh, hi, Akiyama-san. You got a minute? I was hoping to talk to you about Haruka.
Oh?
Haruka? Haruka? What? To me? What about? Hi, Todd. Hi. Don't tell Haruka, but I think she might have a stalker.
Something happened?
We were walking back to her apartment late the other night, and I caught some weirdo was following us. I don't think Haruka noticed, but after saying goodnight, I came back out, and that same guy was still there, watching from a distance. And trust me, we're Sega. We're a Yakuza team. We're gonna handle this really well.
What happened then?
I was scared, but I went towards him to get a better look at his face, and he took off running. Yeah, it's exactly, Venom. We had the same thought. What? Figured he must have been spying on Haruka.
Interesting. Has anything like this ever happened before?
There's plenty of wacky people with all sorts of crazy ideas. Haruka's fan letters are anything to go by. There's no end to them. But this time, the stalker knows where Haruka lives. That worries me. That's what worries me. Our agency has neither the staff nor the money to keep watch over Haruka 24/7. Still, it's not exactly something we could just ignore. So I was hoping to ask a favor of you. Would you mind taking a look around Haruka's apartment building every so often? Just when you have time. If you spot anyone sneaking around, I'd like you to give them a stern talking to.
Sure, but I still think you might be too optimistic if you think that'll be enough to scare him off. It's worth a try. I might just be the man for the job.
I'm counting on you, Akiyama-san.
We could also just not even indulge in this sub-story.
We could also just pretend this sub-story doesn't exist and not even give Yakuza the opportunity to be bad at it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we'll probably get to beat them up as Akiyama, but it'll also probably be dog shit, you know what I mean? It'd also probably be like, well, I just thought women were objects. And Akiyama would be like, yeah, women are objects, but you gotta treat them nice or whatever. You know, something like that. I wouldn't say that. It's like, you've literally said shit like that before, dude. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, it's time for funny heat action. It's time for what this game is supposed to be about. What? Hey, Swaggy Habash, what? Hi. Drink your soup. Drink your soup. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Yeah! fast. Yeah! Yay! Mwah. Okay, yay. Yay! Yakuza! Mwah. Move. Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm going to the bar. That's right. This is the bar that Kamurocho Forger told me about. Is it? Whoa. Do you like alcohol? Yeah. No. Whoa. Welcome. Hello. You're a stranger here, ain't you? How'd you find this little hole in the wall? I don't know. It's a nice little place. Good atmosphere. So what'll it be? Well, let's see. How about a forged suicide? I'm afraid we only serve drinks here, pal. I think you've made a mistake. Forger and Kamurocho sent me. Here's my car. Yeah, do you want that with or without ice? Sorry, we're just about to close. Time to go. Friendly one, aren't you? What? Ah, dang it. Let's go forgering. What? I get the feeling I'm on the right track. Just have to wait and see. Whoa. Oh, I give up. There's no way I'm gonna be able to try half the places here. Plus, I'm stuffed and hungover. Oh, my aching head. Hey, isn't that guy on TV? What's he doing around here? Guess we're not gonna find out. It's funny that Japan saw one bar in a James Bond movie and decided they would make that a thing everywhere. True. Forgering. I'll wait and see what they do. Well, what do you mean? What do I gotta do now? Do I go back in? I should just see what happens for now. What do you mean? Any sack beaters? Where am I going? Okay, never mind. Oh. Oh no, I did it by accident. Wow, seriously, guy's none too secret about being a stalker, is he? Excuse me, pal. Mind telling me what you're up to? Huh? Who are you? I'm with Dynachair. Ring a bell? You're from Haruka-chan's agency? Yep. So, let me ask you again. What are you doing here? Yeah. Well, you see, nothing later. Hey, stop! Like the bars with bartender in a suit? Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't sign up for this shit. Like a switch to Haruka moment? Alright, well, I gotta kill this guy first, I guess. Yeah, sure. Well. Come here, dude. Come here. Whoa! Gamer! Okay, sure. Bow! Go! Yes, chase scenes are still a thing. They've been a thing this whole game, unfortunately. But the jazz fucking rules. Yeah, the jazz goes hard. Yeah, the chase scene music fucking rules. The segments suck, but... Alright, I'll ask you nicely. Quit skulking around Haruka-chan. Stalking is an actual crime, you know that, right? Yeah. You got it all wrong. I'm no stalker. I was just trying to keep Haruka-chan safe. Sure, pal, that's what they all say. Yeah. I swear, I'm not lying. Haruka-chan really is being stalked. No admission of guilt nor any sign of remorse, okay? You had your chance. What do you say we call the police? No, I'm not lying, I'm telling you. Look, there he is. Random guy. What? That's him! He's the real stalker! I see him wandering around Haruka-chan's apartment all the time. You serious? See, there he goes! He's the stalker, you gotta believe me! What? Damn it! Why do they always have to run? Whoa. Okay. Yeah, you love these sections, right, Slug? Yep, I sure do. They're lots of fun, Akiyama.
Listen, just focus on my ass.
I can't. It's covered by your fucking suit jacket.
Well, them's the breaks, kid.
Nyum. Well, you know where her apartment is, yeah. What? Seeing him stalking while he's stalking, yeah. Both hanging out in the bushes. Got him. What? Like, why does Yakuza suck so bad? Yeah. 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 But it also sucks so good, too. But God, does it suck bad. All right, come here, dude. Why can't you aim, Akiyama?
Well, I thought you would let me throw it with my toes.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I know. Well, ah, shit. Missed the QT. Like, dude, this is my bush. I got here first. Yeah. When Tajima tripe to suck me, my tripes, me, suck me, my tripe. Yeah, true. Whoa. Bro, come here! Fuck you. Whoa.
Get mounted, get mounted, get mounted, get mounted, get mounted.
Monogamous lesbians be like, yeah, true. Me? My tripe? Me? Imagine running away from Akiyama backshots. Real. Stalker recognizes stalker, yeah.
Man, they got me running all over town. So, pal, tell me, are you the real stalker?
Stalker? You got it all wrong. I was hoping to protect Haruka-chan. It's okay, it's getting a little farcical. And I do love a good farce. Catch him a slugger who will make you eat a worm. True. Go! Hi, Remy. Hi! Go! Hi, Remy. We're gonna cut to a third. We're getting into silly time. I kind of hope they become friends. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they become friends. It'd be a good bit. What? I was hoping to protect Haruka-chan.
Ah, jeez, not you too. Fine, we'll let the police sort this out.
Wait! I really ain't your stalker. Look over there. There he is. A third stalker has hit the building. Lord Frieza. A third stalker. What? A third stalker. Yeah, what? He was protecting her from businessman, and businessman was protecting her from sportsman. Yeah, true. But Thug has entered the ring. What? This is funny. They're saving it a little bit. But I know the truth. The third Diaboromon is stalking Haruka. True. Don't try to pretend you're not, you creep. I seen you staking out Haruka-chan's apartment plenty of times. What?
You take that back. I ain't no stalker. I'll have you know I've been keeping Haruka-chan safe. Hey, mellow out. What's going on here? Hell if I know. Where do you get off calling me a stalker? I'm gonna keep Haruka-chan safe from the likes of you assholes. Say your prayers.
Oh, they're like Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. Oh. Whoa. You're a stalker? I'm a stalker? Are there any other stalkers I should know about? Meow. I keep stimming the meow noise from Deltarune. Meow. Yeah, Gen 1 sucks or whatever, yeah. So what was this all about?
Gentlemen, would you care to explain, please?
I'm not a stalker. I admit I found Haruka-chan's apartment and I hung around hoping I could maybe see her. Hey man, that's stalking. I want a task emote. True! But then I noticed there was this shifty guy hanging around there as well. So I told myself I had to protect her. It was some guy in a tracksuit. Wait, that's the same as me. I saw this brute sniffing around Haruka-chan's place. She needed protecting from him.
I saw that creep in the suit acting all kinds of suspicious. I was just trying to keep Haruka-chan safe.
All right. I've heard enough.
Basically, all three of you were whistling the same tune. You all tried to keep Haruka-chan from a stalker, and you all got mistaken for one.
What a mixed up bunch of white knights. How silly can you get? But one of them started as a stalker. Okay, and also I'm pretty sure they all found the apartment because they're stalkers.
Well, it's a good thing it wasn't serious. These guys seem harmless enough, just some fans who took things a little too far.
That's what stalking is, Akiyama! I'm sure he caused us enough worry, though. You stay away from Haruka's place from now on. If I see you again, I'm calling the cops. It won't happen again. Please forgive us.
Sorry for causing you trouble.
Phew. Thanks for clearing this up, Akiyama-san. Suppose I should thank you, huh? How about this? A royal jokester? Whoa. Wait, what does that do? Punchline is that they're all stalkers that saw each other stalking. This is stalking. This is a crime and a threat to Haruka and everyone around her. Yeah. Mods, get rid of these stalkers. Mods? Mods? Play the jokester card. I think I had to do that, though. I think I had to do that to advance the plot. What? Hello? This Akiyama-san. And who might this be? Ah, you're that chummy bartender, right? So you're the forger? No, but there's somebody I'd like you to meet. Come to the parking lot and show Fukucho. Now. And if I'm busy, then don't come. I'll come by myself. I don't need your help to come. I'm a big boy. I can come all on my own. The parking lot and show Fukucho, huh? Slug, stop talking about come. Akiyama, do you need help coming? No, Slug, I don't. You sure? You learn to kick better by engaging in stalker apologism, yeah.
Well